Welcome back to another episode of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. It's not just me, Marius Hunter III, that y'all know me as Mo, but it's also the two capos of this show, Spike Lou, Big Rich Town. How you fellas doing?
Can't complain, brother. How you feeling?
Can't complain, brother. Feeling good.
Feeling good, man.
We're
back.
Good to be back.
It's good to be back. And I hope y'all have enjoyed the back of the Bing that we did last week. That was just like a part one. There's gonna be plenty more Soprano mysteries. If y'all like, oh, what about this and what about that? Trust me, we'll talk about some more unanswered mysteries.
I definitely thought of one.
I thought of one too. Like I said, God, I wish I would put that in. But I'm like,
I wonder if it's the same thing.
You want to drop it or you want to hold it?
Just the paramedic. Did the paramedic really take that?
Ah, dang! That ain't the one I had. It was. I can't remember now, but that wasn't it. But that's a good one. But we're back in this thing.
What was the one that you had? What was the one that you had?
It was something basic, like it was something like that was like a minuscule. I kind of forgot about. I think it was.
It's all good.
It's probably it may have been. There possibly might have been like Paulie, the Dr. Fagoli thing. Like, was that Paulie's dad? You know, it might have been something like it. I feel like it has something to do with like that Marco Polo. I can't remember right now, but anyway, maybe Tony B, is those really his kids? Anyway, all right.
R.I.P. Tony B, man.
R.I.P. Blundetto, that animal. We got some emails from the supporters of ours. Y'all know if y'all want to reach out, goodearnerpod@gmail.com. It's also, you can see it on our YouTube videos as well as our descriptions on the podcast and everything. So y'all can reach out there or IG. We take DMs and read them on air as well. We did not read them last week because we wanted to make sure our brother Spike Lou was back. But now that he's back, we got quite a bit. So let's go through them a little bit here, right? So this is from an Instagram post when we posted our episode saying, stage 5, when we did that, somebody named Chris Fofalios, he says, I never thought about this until you guys brought it up. Is there a chance that something did happen between Tony and Blanca and we just don't see any of it on the show? Holy fuck. I'm going to rewatch the episode and look for more clues.
I can't see it, man.
Who was that? Mo, you said that?
I was definitely
like a Moism.
That was definitely
Mo.
No, that was definitely Mo. That was definitely Mo.
I definitely was shooting from half court, but we're never really clear about what her issue is.
He not a man. That's her issue. She need a man. She don't need no boy. What
He's gotta
Jordan
go.
Say? What Jordan say? She want
she don't want a puppy.
She don't want a puppy. She want a big dog.
Everything that every time AJ brings her around something, it's an upgrade. It's a life that he hasn't gotten to yet. I know he says he wants to provide it, but it's every time you the parents' crib, your pops, like you ain't none of this, bro. Like every time you talk, even this episode, like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that for the record. So we got an email from our guy Ike. He says another one from me. He says, I haven't seen Hard Truths yet. Last time I went to the cinema, it was to see the latest Lion King. Between working, studying, and fatherhood, parentheses, lovely but crazy 2-year-old. Trust me, I understand that. He says, my movie time is pretty non-existent now, sadly. I don't know if one of y'all told him to check out Hard Truths. Okay, and he says, but if any of you are Hunger Game fans, then I really recommend The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's been one of the films that stood out to me in the last few years, and obviously Oppenheimer on the series front. Have any of you watched the limited series Chernobyl?
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Okay.
Yeah.
Once me
and it's fire.
Once me and my partner finished The Sopranos, that's the series we pivoted to. Great cast and based on real life events, which makes it more sad and infuriating. And nah, Dune came before Star Wars. Frank Herbert is the OG sci-fi, like how Tolkien, I probably ain't saying that right. Tolkien is for fantasy. Currently listen to the latest podcast. I know it'll be a good one. Tolkien. Okay, like Tolkien is for fantasy.
That's the dude who George R.R. Martin. They claim that that's who influenced Game of Thrones. His writing with George R.R. Martin.
So is that so that's still accurate in that?
Yeah, he the GOAT.
I thought Doom.
Frank
I was
Herbert?
talking about the film. Unless it's a book or a series before that, I know the film original came out in '84, and episode 4 came out in '77. So that's what I meant, but I'm probably wrong on the whole. I don't know anything.
Maybe
about,
talk about like
background.
the actual influence element of it.
Yeah, I'm about to say probably. I'm not disputing it.
Yeah. That's so far out of mine.
All of that sounded right from what I've been told and know about those worlds. All of that sounded right.
Shout out for Spike for having the pronunciation on lock, man.
I've just heard of those people. Like when I got into Game of Thrones, people kept talking about Tolkien, and as far as the other one, Chernobyl, I watched that. That was really good. It was weird though. It was set in Russia, but they were speaking English. I could never get over it. It was one of those shows that should have had subtitles, but they just like, fuck it, we just gonna have an accent.
Yeah.
So it was weird, but it was good in the motherfucker.
Okay. We got a comment on our Instagram post from We Do Recover _84. He says, listening right now as I do every Monday morning. This is a black dude. Shout out to him, man. I love that. Just simple as that, man. I'm listening like I do every morning. Shout out to him.
Always.
Yeah.
We appreciate
that.
Yes, sir. We got a couple of comments from our Remember When episode, season 6B, episode 15. Black Johnny 9570 says, TBH, I would have smoked Paulie for real. he too wishy-washy and only holds loyalty to whoever he can benefit from serving. Tony knows Paulie well and has a attachment to him, but I think this decision will come back to bite him later. In a later scene with Tony and Paulie in front of Saxtrals.
Yo, spoiler.
He ain't gave up nothing yet.
Oh.
He says, struck me as odd, but I'll wait until we reach it. But Paulie is a real snake, and he is emotional, so definitely a dangerous combination. So that's Black Johnny. Yeah, maybe he might have got smoked, maybe. Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking about it. I don't know. Well,
not the way he looked up to him.
I'm gonna wait because some of the things that I have to say.
Yeah, I had to say in front of the saturated.
But they take a lot of things as far as the mentality take place in this episode, so I'll cover on it anyway.
Okay, fair enough. And also, Kiori hit us up as well in the Remember When episode. He says, while Carter, I'm so glad he reached out. This is perfect. He says, while Carter Chung is not representative of Asian American community as a whole, his storyline is top 3 in Sopranos B plots for me. Like Rick/Spike said, it shows we're not a monolith, and it wasn't borderline Yellowface.
Damn,
Yellowface is crazy, but I'm so glad. Like, educate me. Like he says, like Mr. Kim. Obviously, we remember, Mr. Kim, North Caldwell.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't even do it when we did the episode, man. I ain't about to do that.
Nah, I gotta get it off. Like he says was Tony B. So Mr. Kim is Yellowface. He says, what I like most was that he was not a caricature of Asian stereotypes, but there were factors of being Asian American that added to his character. Example, high standards from parents mentally affected him, which is true for a lot of us. Also, all the racists would say that people like me and Carter could have eaten the cats in the last scene. But we all know Junior was doing the munching down in Boca, ratting back in season 1. Yo, like, bro.
Shout out to Kiori, man.
That was good.
That was a good email.
Hey, that's dope. Like, just flipping like your ethnicity like that, and we don't get to see that a lot. Of course, we black, so we hear that a lot. But like somebody that's not black flipping it like that was really excellent, bro.
No doubt, for sure.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, so our next one, it's a YouTube comment from also Remember When, from Trent C7329. Y'all talking about how racist Nick Nolte was in 48 Hours reminded me of this interview David Proval did. Uncle Richie himself was Eddie Murphy's acting coach in his very first movie, and racism was lessons one in his syllabus. I think Richie might be a little old school himself, and he sent the link of the interview. Yeah, did y'all know this? I think I might have heard this.
He was his
before.
acting coach? No, I didn't know that.
I may have heard this on Talking Sopranos, I think.
No, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, that's dope info, man. Shout out to you, Trent C, for the insight.
Nah, man. You know, I love new news. Can you send that link over when you get a chance?
Yeah, let me forward it now while it's on my mind. Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna check that out when we finish, man. Shout out to well, maybe shout out. I don't know. Depending on maybe I'll shout him out.
All right. I'm jumping out there too early. Give it a little bell too. You're like, hold up.
Hold on, man.
You dapping up before they finish the statement, bro.
Hey, man, that shit's silly. 48 hours was ridiculous, though.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I forward that. It is. We ain't heard from Monica in a little bit, but Monica.
Shout out to Monica.
You know, I like she DMs us too, but she sends emails, so I'm always a fan when people actually take the time to send the email. She says, "Hello, everyone, enjoying the pod as always, and can't believe how close we are to the end. Sad face. Well, such is life, and I can't wait for the next series, whatever it may be. Thank goodness you didn't name the pod after this episode, because Remember When is absolutely not the lowest form of conversation. That was just Tony being a jerk. Sure, too much nostalgia gets annoying, but Remember When can also be awesome. It's way better than say name dropping, which is a big part of how people talk here in DC. Anyways, just my 2 cents. Keep up the good work.
Monica, right? She right.
Monica's a spot on. Shout out to Monica, man.
That's perfect. Because sometimes them Remember Wins are like give you what you need. Like you've been missing it for a minute. Like you go home, you talk to like we talked about this when it was going. Like sometimes them Remember Wins give you the fuel of like, damn man, look where I came from. Look what the fuck we used to be out here doing, and we ain't dead or in jail.
So, bro, I swear. Like, come on, man. Couple more, and then we'll get into it. Here's a crazy one. Somebody replied to our season 1, episode 12, Isabella.
That got nothing to do with me. This is on y'all. I'm gonna go pull up a drink while y'all talk about this.
Man, you there in spirit. It's Corin 4247. Thanks for the upload. I really enjoy listening. Hey,
we appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Corin. You probably, this is the craziest part. You're there. You don't realize we're talking about you here. If you stay,
it's gonna be a long time,
bro. Like, wait, what are they talking about? Oh yeah,
unless he just binging the pod.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I'd imagine if you're enjoying it, you're probably gonna be rolling through the whole. Because actually, the last one is also from Corin. Another comment. The actual next episode of season 1, episode 13, I Dream of Jeannie Cusimano, says, great job with the first season of the show. I'm looking forward to starting the next one. I love the way you guys rate the shows after each episode.
Come on, we appreciate you on board, man. Keep writing as you're hearing them.
Yeah.
Of course, you won't hear this. You won't hear this for a long time.
Dog, that's all. Like, you ain't gonna even hear this, bro. It's gonna be like, oh, I wish I was caught up when they were doing it in real time, but.
Damn, that's a weird thing to think about. Like doing this.
I told y'all this shit gonna be around forever. That's gonna happen a lot.
Wrap your mind around that, right? Yes. Like we talking about comments that he doing from season 1, isn't it? He got at least 3-4 months of listening before he get to this.
Bro. That's gonna happen for years and years to come. So Mo, how you gonna manage that? Are you just gonna personally?
I personally respond. I mean, what else can I do? I mean, if y'all interested, I'll share it with y'all still. If y'all
because some people mention me by name. Because I want to get my input.
Okay.
Yeah, I like hearing these emails.
Okay, we can always do like special episodes.
We can do like that. Could be back of the being episodes, like talking about.
Like we just let them compile a little bit, and then we just like, hey, we just here to respond to the to the envelopes. So
we should have a back of the being where one of these listeners come on, man.
I would love to.
That would be good too.
Get a Chris Falone, or Kiori, or Ike, or Monica, or what's our mixed queen?
Ashley.
You always mess up her name, so you got me messing it up.
Amanda.
Hey, that's a good back of the bean title.
Yes.
That's a good back of the bean title. Envelopes, where you just like running through a series of like emails and shit.
I be honest. I want everybody on. I want all of them on. Like, you know what I mean? Just have like that big old like Zoom where it's all these. Like I want all these party. Like like the people that are really like our consistent people. Black Johnny, you know, we ain't heard from old boy in a minute. There was this one dude that was when he talked about you with the enchiladas on the VCR. He used to reply in a lot, and he kind of fell back a little bit.
Rick VS,
you know, like
VS. He written in a minute.
Nah, he ain't written in a minute. No. Hey, he every evening he'll write on our post. He does like kind of jump in from there. So, but yeah, that is our
keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. We love this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Y'all cooking up, man, and it never gets old. I promise you, it don't.
Even the person with the long email, Mo gonna read it. That's like
at this point, man, look, I will read your soliloquy.
Shit, man, I'm not reading all that. That's still that's number one moment of the show.
No. It's the trunk story. It's still
that's the number one. Like, nah.
The trunk story is still the Rick. You got to break the tie. Break the.
It's the email.
What's the number one moment? The trunk story or the broken email?
That's a great question. That's 1A and 1B. The trunk.
It is
the trunk story is because the audacity of it, but in real time, the email. There's nothing beating that.
I had real tears in my eyes, bro.
Like, in real time, there's nothing beating that.
For a nigga to be like, hey man, I'm not reading this, bro.
That's what made it funny, right? The trunk story is funny because it's a good story.
Yeah.
Yours was funny because we were there to witness in real time the moment when you told yourself, I'm not reading this.
The moment
you go back and look at this, you
as it processed, it had to process for me and Rich. Like I had to there was so many questions that I had.
Wrong with this dude? Like, what's wrong with him?
It wasn't even something wrong. It was like, when did you realize? Like, just like I was watching you. I was like, damn,
I was there.
I seen it.
He probably had like 3 or 4 more paragraphs. He was like, you know what?
Like, oh fuck this.
Like you can't get
my response
after our review. Like what is wrong with you,
bro? And then my response, like not even to toot my own horn, but I was just like, wait, what just happened right there? Like he just like stopped right there in the middle.
That's it. That's
when did you realize it?
Like, yeah. Like, bro, you.
That's what I said. If you go back and go back and watch the video, and you can see in real time when he made that decision. You can see the exact moment when he say, "You know what? I'm not even reading this no more." It's cool. I'll go back on our re-listen.
Yeah,
that's a clip.
My sister might know because she always brings that up.
That's an evergreen clip right there, boy. Like that clip right there go on forever, nigga.
Bruh, rent free.
Hey, think about it. Remember how many listeners referenced it in the next few? That's got to be
it.
Nobody wrote in about the trunk story. Nobody wrote in, but everybody made jokes about hopefully this email short.
They did. They kept saying, I was going to write a little boy, but since I know you're not going to read it, let me get straight to the point. I'll forget it. You're not going to read this part anyway. Like, they were really cooking me.
Yeah, that was on you, bro. That shit was hilarious.
They was cooking me for sure.
That was classic podcast.
You're right.
Shout out to whoever wrote that.
It was a young lady. Shout out to her.
I bet she ain't wrote back.
Nah,
I know she didn't write back.
She wrote back. She ain't write back. She ain't listen no more.
She ain't listen to me. Like, she left. Like she left the beam.
Fuck them niggas, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
She leaving us 1-star reviews here.
Yeah, everything. Like, yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
Racist.
Exactly. Spike, man, what episode we reviewing today, big dog?
Mo, this is episode 6. Excuse me, this is season 6, episode 16, entitled Chasing It. And I got one question for you guys. Did it ever occur to you that I know what I'm doing? Did it ever occur to you that I know what I'm doing here?
Spike, you talk about it like it's science.
All right, man. In this episode, little Vito, he's acting out, and Tony wonders whose problem is that. Meanwhile, Tony seems to be dealing with a string of bad luck, and Phil is now the head of New York, and the guys go celebrate it with a night out in New York. Hesh and Tony have a communication breakdown. Phil has a heart-to-heart with Vito Jr., and AJ pops the question, and Tony and Carmela have different ideas about the Spec House profits. This is season 6, episode 16, called Chasing It.
Hey, this episode is so fried, bruh.
Real quick. So that just to get to our meter real quick, because this is part of it. There's no side. We're in it. Now that we've watched Chasing It, and remember we had a few on the list of like worst Soprano episodes: Test Dream, Christopher, Camelot, and there might be one more, maybe, you know.
Nah, those are the 4. This plus those 3 are always the 4 that people always reference.
So where does this rank for y'all now out of those? You remember the 4 that we said? You want to say it again? Swipe.
This is the best of those 4. 100%.
Okay.
I wouldn't even really put them in the.
I never thought
this one from that conversation.
You know what this is?
This was a lot better this time.
You know what this is, Mo, and you won't get it because you haven't watched Succession. Earlier, Spike and myself, we were talking to Chaz about best episode ever, and Chaz has never seen Succession. He asked, "Is Succession better than Billions?" And I said, "It's better, but it's not as entertaining." Like Billions is an entertainment factor where you can just go for the low hanging fruit and it pushes through. Succession is brilliant, like it's genius. You really can't believe somebody's mind wrote that, right? And that's kind of what Sopranos is compared to this. If Sopranos wanted to be the Billions version of itself, you would have a ton of episodes like this where they're good, like really, really good, but they're not the Sopranos prestige. This is what I mean when I say the worst Sopranos episodes are still better than 85-90% of television.
That's a perfect example.
Because as a Sopranos fans, this isn't even near the top, even the middle of what Sopranos is, but damn, it's entertaining and it's funny and it's not a hard watch. And so if this is one of the bottom 4 of the series, and shit, you know what I mean?
That's true. You know why? The only thing that makes it, to me, the bottom watching it this time as we get into it, is just because it's such a hard turn that came out of nowhere for people. That's it. Like now watching it, I'm like, bro, everything else I'm enjoying other than like the B plot that we'll get into, but it's just a hard turn with Tony. I think that makes it like, you know.
But let me ask you this. I feel like the more I watch Sopranos, the easier it is for me. This episode actually gets better.
It tracks, but I think when you haven't watched it like that or been a while for people like, well, where does this come from? But like the way we've analyzed it, it all tracks because of the end concept. So, but yeah, I think that now I'm looking at it now like I really enjoyed this. So, you know,
I know one big complaint, and this is probably why a lot of people put it at the bottom. People don't like the shaky camera effect, which I think they intentionally did it. Like, so every scene except for Dr. Melfi scenes, you have the shaky camera work. And I think they said it's supposed to represent where Tony is, like everything falling apart, everything shaky at this whole episode. So when you go back and you watch a lot of the commentary about like user reviews, like people who think what they think about this episode, they complain about that. So I think that's another big reason why this episode takes a hit. It's not your steady camera.
It does have a little bit of you know what it does? It does have a little bit of a reality show look to it. Like if you really look at certain scenes, like when he's talking to Maria, you know, when you see him in like how they shooting the casino scenes, it kind of looks like this weird reality edit. You know, now you say it, so not exactly. Obviously, it looks still like film, but there's this a little bit of that. I don't see the shaky, but I know you're right and it exists. But I see it's this weird thing where it's like, I don't know, like we're in the room with them in some weird way, you know. But
yeah, I just like the fact that they do it throughout the episode, except for the Melfi scenes, because we've always said Melfi is where Tony's really him.
Yep.
It's the only place where he can be him. So all that other shit, he even killed all 10 on the ground, 10 toes down, as they say. Everywhere else, man, this shit is a fucking mess, man. We're going to talk about it.
Okay. Well, so the opening scene, Tony starts off, you know, they're in the casino. Tony is with the guys. He starts off winning and everything's going good. And then he loses it all on the next bet. But the guys are doing what we expect. They're pumping up the boss, you know what I mean? And you know, it's just how quickly things can change in moments like these. Anything y'all want to add to this like opening casino scene with Tony and the guys?
Just tells you his mindset to win that much and then just put it all right back on the table. It tells you a lot about a person. There are some people, you know, somebody who gambles and somebody who doesn't. Because if you don't gamble, you win like that, you out of there.
Yeah,
he's chasing it, man.
But he's chasing, but he's playing. I love that we're gonna get the insight on because he's playing a different game, so to speak.
Yeah, man. But you get to see, it's a good setup of what his luck is looking like. to start things out. And that look of, I don't know if y'all play the tables or if anybody out there campers, man. Woo! to see that casino attendant just swipe your shit like it wasn't yours. Yeah, man. Take that sad ass walk away from the table. Yeah,
man, boy.
Don't go to the ATM either.
That cigar helped.
Really
It kind of help you. You know, you walking away and you lost the money, but now you trying to, you know, you don't want to really look silly. You already look silly, but you're trying to look kind of cool still. Like
you don't want them to think that hurt.
Yeah, but he still wants them to think he wants them to think that it does though. That's the trippiest part of this episode where he tells Melfi that later. I said, "Yo, Tony is a menace, bro." Like
that's a good point.
It's like your boy from your favorite mob movie. He's like, you know, you want them to respect you, but not too much respect. You want them to, you know, give him Sonny. It's like kind of like that. Like, so when Tony says that later, that is one of the wildest things I ever heard Tony say, like in a session.
I think too, a part of this episode y'all were alluding to where y'all were talking about it. We have been getting the narrative from the writing that shit's been going good. Like Tony been eating. Like this is probably the most successful season that he's had as far as just being up. Like we could notice the Escalade, all the shit that's happening. Like he eating.
Spec House.
Even with Phil, like kind of taking over New York, it still ain't been a burden to him. So this is a reflection kind of him not knowing to do when he up.
Yeah,
like he ain't thinking about stacking, saving. It's like I got more, and Hesh said it in this episode. He getting more, so he gonna spend more. He not even capitalizing off like the time that he's in right now. So I think this is an interesting episode, which is why I will remove it from that clump of worse episodes because watching it again, I appreciate this episode a lot more. It's like, oh, like this right. Opens the door to a lot more shit that happens for these remaining episodes that we have, specifically the one with Christopher.
I'm with you. I'm actually. I remember I was really thinking about it when we talked about it, but I'm officially in that same boat. I'm removing this from worst episodes because I think about an episode in season 1, Down Neck, I believe, where Tony and if that's the right episode, if I'm correct. Where either way, Tony and Carmela got to pretty much spend all this time with AJ. Like the whole storyline's about AJ in school and them trying to figure out, you know, that was so boring in comparison to something like this was a high quality entertainment, you know. So I'm with you.
This was interesting watching him spiral. Like he's spiraling right now.
Yes. Yeah. Like this. Hey man, listen. Hey, shout out. That's what the beauty about podcasting.
Yep, facts. I'll mention it when we get there, but there's a brilliant plot line in this that's like, oh shit, he really tripping.
Oh man,
he really tripping.
He really there.
Yeah.
So
it's called the episode. That's what
right. It's called
the whole episode.
It's called Jason.
He's wilding right now.
He's wilding, bro.
And I'm gonna keep it being y'all. I'm not going to do a whole lot with the Vito Jr. plot lines. I care.
You don't have to.
-0. If that and that's not even a number.
Some of the most irrelevant shit that's ever hit the screen for the Sopranos.
No, literally.
This is worse than AJ. This is like worse than AJ's story.
Irrelevant shit.
Right, literally.
It's like man, it's probably the black thing. It's like, man, if you don't get your, I mean, I get it, man. Here, I'll just say this, and we'll move on as far as Vito Jr.
So for the people that tune in for our perspective,
yes,
black perspective about shit like this, Vito Jr. would have got his ass whooped. I don't care how old he is. I don't care what happened. Like somebody would have took him somewhere and like, bro, I'm finna beat the dog shit out of you, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to take you. I'm about to get you all the way through there.
You finna stop playing with your mama. All this good shit. Like you finna feel the effects of all this little bullshit.
Yeah. I'm about to get you all the way through there.
Wouldn't have been no Phil Leotardo. You want to smack too? You would have got the smack.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been no ask. Ain't no asking about the smack. The smack is happening.
You knocking over headstones in the cemetery, bro. Come on, man. Stop it. What you doing?
Just the dress alone, the lipstick and all that alone. Like, bro, we come on, bro. What are you doing?
Pooping in the shower. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, so pretty much.
Shout out to the parents, man. Shout out to the parents out here. You'll never know what you're gonna get.
Better than me.
So yeah, pretty much Vito knocks over, they knock over Tombstone, yada yada yada. We go to the next scene.
Hey, Spike meant that shit.
I did, y'all better than me, bro. I ain't fuck that.
But Tony and Syl are having a conversation, and Marie visits Tony. And she comes, I feel like she tried to, her approach was proper. I felt like she comes correcting her request to, move somewhere where no one knows them for $100 grand.
Approach.
A proper for 100 G's?
I thought it was 200. Was it 200 or 100?
No, 100.
It was 100.
It was 100.
There is no proper
well,
approach.
Here's why. Not that
there is no proper.
There is no proper, but I'm saying
for 100K.
Okay, but this is not just anybody, and this is not just any setup. The only reason I say this is because she knows that Yall and the mob. She knows what her husband was bringing in. She know he made money.
She don't
because he probably kept her fine ass in Gucci and gold. You know what I mean? Like, so I think she knows, and she was looking at it like, well, that was your guy. She has some decorum as far as understanding how this works. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm just saying that go for it. Like, why not? That was your guy. That was my husband. Yada, yada, whatever happened there. We're trying to get up out of here. Can you help out? Because Tony and them always say, if you ever need anything, you come to us. So that the approach to me was there, but
Ain't that, what's funny about that? What's funny about that? When you somebody like Tony and someone like Marie Spatafore or Angie Bumpasera, when they come see you, you know it's about to cost you money.
Yep.
Like, there's never a friendly drop in. Like, I know this visitor's about to cost. She's about to ask for some shit. I'm about to be irritated. That's just always fascinating to me. But that's the life you sign up for.
Yeah. Yep.
And again, to give the black perspective on this happens in the hood too. Niggas get locked up. They'll tell their baby mama or their girl they dressing with, hey, go holler at such and such, man. He gonna make sure that we good because that was his man's. He locked up. He can't do nothing right now. That was his man's. He not ever expecting her to come be like, hey, I need 10 racks. Like, I give you 1,000 to take care of the bills and shit for this month. I give you like 1,500 because the child need daycare or whatever it may be. But he's never, just like Tony's not, expecting her to come and be like, hey, I need 100 racks. In the hood, that's like the chick for the nigga locked up being like, oh, well, I need 10,000. Mm-hmm. You, even if you the nigga, you the plug, you got it. It's like, bro, what? I don't even give my girl 10 racks. I'm not even giving Carmela 100,000 to fix problems. That don't happen. So
he gave right, more than that, but
well, that was an extreme circumstance too.
It was,
that was for me to get back my family back.
Get my family.
My nigga pay 100,000 to get his family back. Mm-hmm. But in this sense, it's like, yeah, I offered to help, and I'm going to be here when you need me, but you're doing too much, and that's where something you spoke of, Mo, where she know the lifestyle, know what Vito brought in, but also she has to know, like, you can't go ask somebody for $100,000. Like, if I was locked up and I told my girl, oh, my man's gonna take care of you, and just go holler at him, I wouldn't expect her to go ask for 10 racks. Like, you ask for like 1,500, maybe 2,000 max. But asking for 100,000 is crazy.
Shoot how though? Like,
nah.
You know what I'm thinking about?
That's disrespectful.
If she wouldn't have got.
Because now at this point, you playing with me. You think you finna really walk up in here and get 100 racks out of me to send you, like, to relocate y'all? Like, nah, bro. Go holler at your cousin. Where your cousin at?
Exactly.
He the one that caused all this bullshit.
Where's your uncle at?
Hey, man. Hey, listen. You know what I thought of, Spike. You know the right way to go about this? You know what scene I thought of about the right way to go about this? Cuddy and Avon.
Yeah.
You go in with the humble voice, ask for 10,000. They gave him all this over 10,000. Get that nigga 25,000 cash.
Cash.
You don't come in high, you come in low. Come on, man.
Right.
If she would have came in with a different alternative, to think that Tony, it's so funny how easy we can spend other people's money.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because if somebody came to you with the same request, you're like, yo, there's got to be another option. How we jump straight to 100,000?
Straight to 100K relocation. Nobody knows me. Like, wait, what?
And to Tony's point, where the fuck is your family?
Yeah.
What made you come to me?
Because he's still looking at
you could have came to me for the 25K and got 25K from Phil and 25 from wherever else, from savings. Vito had some money put up and got to the 100. But why I gotta give you the whole 100? Like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, and Tony, he does what you expect. It's like, because he's still his like
face. The facial acting throughout this scene was great.
And that's why now you see what I'm saying as far as that reality TV kind of look, like how they're zooming in there, like and it's it almost it makes the show feel like a different genre the way they're shooting it. Like
Tony couldn't believe it. He could hear the way he was blinking his eyes. Like, what the? I know she ain't sitting here in front of me asking me
because this is like a family matter, not like a mob matter in his mind. Like where is Phil?
I don't knock her for that. I think I don't knock her for coming because it is they are family, right? But I feel Tony on the sense of there's ranks to it. We all have family members. You know the order of who you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's certain family members that they reach out to me that I know you need it because I know there's other people you reached out for this.
That's and it wasn't my fault.
Phil is the big dog. Yeah,
like, it wasn't even my fault. Like you go talk to the nigga that's responsible for this. If it was up to me, your husband would still be around.
That's true.
I Slick wasn't even gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, I was gonna let him ride. I was gonna let him keep riding the Hershey Highway. So I was cool with it.
It's hilarious. Hilarious. Hershey Highway is crazy.
Right.
Hey, you talk to his uncle who? Phil? Phil's not his uncle. Hey man, whatever.
That would have got me out of there. Like, what?
Hey, hold up. Are you
now y'all niggas ain't family.
Now it ain't your cousin.
Uncle, second cousin, whatever.
Yeah, y'all wasn't eating dinner a few months ago, bro. Like,
first you was offended, you was worried he could read you about where Vito was at. He knew all this shit. Now this your third cousin. Like, man, shut up,
bro. For 100,000, he whatever I say is.
Facts.
Like,
go holler at him.
Hey, you better get your humble on real quick. He whatever I say is. Like, don't.
And she wrote it down, bro. She wrote that shit down on a piece of paper like that was gonna give more validity.
That was official. Like,
bless her heart. This is you wrote this shit on a fucking.
Bro, we have to remember she didn't know her husband was gay, so
she knew he was gay.
Right.
She just didn't say nothing.
I was reaching. I was like,
just didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
she knew he was gay.
Yeah, if you like Seal said, he was like, look, my business is women, and that woman in there ain't getting any. So if she knows she ain't getting none, he always get a certain way around certain events. She knew.
Like this nigga Seal said, throwing money at it never solves anything. She should get him a dog. I don't think that's a good idea.
Because she mentioned that Vito Jr. may have hung a cat or something like that.
Hey man, that's when you really start. You guys start looking at some psychological resolutions. Like if you really out here knocking over gravestones, headstones, and allegedly hanging cats, then we need to go. Who you got to talk to?
I kind of respect Tony for listening to her that much though, because he better than me. I would have been like, man, you need to go talk to Phil. Like, that's all. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. You ain't getting 100,000 out of me. I'm not gonna handle shit. Like, this is a family matter between y'all. I'm gonna make sure you good on him being a part of my crew, and you get what you need from that. But if this is something you trying to do, you need to go holler at your, third cousin or whatever.
Tony's a complex person because he's very. In the same token, he has such respect. I'm not gonna say such respect for women, but he has a soft place for women, and he's also very disrespectful with women too. Like in the same token, like there's with the Tracys of the world, like he broke code of a maid man putting his hands on Ralph because of Tracy. Like he just has certain sweet spots for ladies, but also obviously we see this episode the same later how crazy going Carmela. So it's just an interesting thing. So I think he'll always be open in that sense, you know what I mean? But like if you start bugging and stuff, he gonna give you that real energy. So, but we go to Tony and Seal, they're talking in the back of Satrial's, and Tony's on his soapbox about the whole situation of getting his pockets picked. And this is the second time where Phil is, where's Phil in all of this? Of course, like Spike says, Seal says, you know what, she should get a dog. And the thing that I like about Seal is just like Seal does this thing really well. He already knows Tony does this like whiny, I'm about to get on my rant. I'm about to get into a rant, and he just lets him talk until he gets to a point where he can come up with a conclusive statement that doesn't pin them against each other, but it's enough to be feasible for Tony to receive. And he just tells him like, hey, I agree. It's not your problem, So, but anything y'all want to add to this thing?
What the fuck was that Phil was putting together? Like a vase?
Oh, Seal?
It was, excuse me, Seal, yeah.
Little vase.
Like a vase or something like that. It reminded me of Lester. And
Oh yeah,
good.
His
Yeah.
Doing a
antiques.
little, yeah. Just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck? I'm talking to you about this serious shit. You put together a vase.
That's the thing. He probably like, man, this ain't serious. This Tony just, to Mo's point, this Tony just
Yeah.
venting.
Good
Let me
point.
just,
Good point.
because if I ask him questions, if I egg it on, the conversation's gonna go longer. Let me just let him get his shit off.
And I don't even want to talk about this shit. Yeah.
Remember, Silk tried to bring up something one time, and then I think after that, Silk just said, "I ain't gonna do this with you again." Because remember, Tony's like, "What?" And that's when they had the whole, you have no idea what it's like to be number one. Remember when Silk had that puss on his face?
Good point.
And ever since that conversation, you know,
This is post that conversation where he ain't even like,
he
right,
ain't,
I don't know what it's like to be number one,
yeah,
bro. So
you're
I
right.
ain't
And
even
I
finna
was
ask you
number
no
one.
questions.
And then look at what happened. That's why I'm Big Mike and y'all ain't. You know what I mean?
That's funny. That's
So
a good
now
question.
Sil's like, hey, anything to feed him, because don't make me number one ever again. Passing out, asthma attacks. So yeah. But the guys are watching the game and they're betting.
I always love that.
What?
You know what that is on screen, right?
What?
That's the replacements.
Oh, they're watching.
Yeah, that's the replacements.
That's good.
Damn, that's a good
They
pull.
just edited. Yeah, man, I watched that replacement so much growing up that I spotted it right away. I knew what part of the movie it was when they showed it. The uniforms. Shane Falco wore 16, but
bro, you too good at this, bro.
Hey man,
you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
But Goodell wouldn't let them show a real NFL game.
Yeah, they would have to pay for licensing.
Yeah. But the fact that they use replacements is hilarious to me. And
it looks legit too. Like I'm looking at it, it looks legit.
Yeah, they did the edit at the bottom to make it look like a real game. They actually put like a real score ticker. That's not in the movie. They just used the scene for the movie, but they edited it sort of like you do on YouTube with these episodes. Just kind of edit the background and stuff and did it like that.
That's fire, bro. That makes it even better because it looks legit. You don't even blink an eye. And then they got like the switch up, the little Tampa Bay thing, Buffalo, like the whole like. Yeah, that makes it even better, bro. I'm glad you brought that up.
This nigga Tony mad as fuck, man. Look at this fucking guy. Probably won $35 now.
Hey, that's how it be. Like Tony low key want to give him the Georgie treatment. he want to really work him like.
Hey, when you lose big, that motherfucker bragging about $10, man. I'll slap the dog shit and take your shit out.
nigga had his parlays in. You missed it. Could have been like 2,500. Nigga won $3. Talking about, oh shit, man.
Bro.
Okay.
Hey man, get up out of here, bro. Get up out of my establishment, dude.
Oh shit. I like Benny though. You got Buffalo, right, T?
Yeah. They're so like glazing this episode, which makes it so funny.
Glaze.
It's like the glaze is so crazy. Like especially Chris doing Chris is just Chris is hilarious, man. Anyway. Well, yeah, Tony so he loses again, and then he goes to the back of the Bing, he starts breaking up furniture. This is the full beginning of the spiraling. There's a deeper conversation I want to have, but I'm gonna wait till later. I want us to really get further in the episode and cook. But anything I want to add to this, the betting part of this, and then also him starting to spiral in the back of the Bing.
Man, just take your L and keep moving, bro. Just stop, Tony.
Yeah,
stop chasing it.
They do a good job of not being heavy-handed on like, bro, you out of control. Like it's really subtle, and it's subtle in the sense of, and again, we were talking about how we appreciate this episode more now that we're reviewing it and watching and doing a podcast about it. I agree with you, Mo. First watch, or whatever, how many watches through, it's like, this episode bullshit. But now you see how he's spiraling. You're like, bruh, like you tripping. And nobody was able to call him out on that. And it goes a lot to where he is in his life as far as being Tony Soprano.
I go as far as these are better than the Dream episodes of this season.
Oh, facts.
I'll go that far. Like the way I watch this, I say, oh, this is better than.
Bro, this episode is it opens the door for so much stuff for these last 5 episodes. Like it gives you, I didn't think this the first time through, but just watching this, it gives you so much information about the episode with Chris, or like just all of the episodes. How him and Phil play out. Like it's just like, oh, this nigga was in a bad space.
Well, this is giving you the glimpse of the diagnosis to the fullest. Like this is his diagnosis uncontrolled, I believe. Not just the chasing as far as the gambling, but like the diagnosis in the sense of what Tony Soprano's real problem is, that through 6 seasons, 7 seasons, arguably, we've been wondering like what is really his issue. And this is like, I feel like they're giving us like this decoy to look one way, like, oh, he's got a gambling problem, but it's really the other thing. You know what I mean? That's what I think this is like, the diagnosis coming through.
Sociopathic behavior.
The sociopathic where it's going to become more of a thing where I don't want to keep taming it anymore. I don't want to keep trying to control it. I don't want to filter it anymore. And eventually, obviously, everything Spike has said, like going down the last 5 episodes, you'll start to see like that becoming more of a zone till you get to the I get it scene. So, yeah. So, yeah, we get to Nancy Sinatra singing at Phil's, what I'm assuming what his boss dinner, I guess.
Yeah, big boss dinner.
Big boss.
Who coined that early on?
Yeah, that was Spike. That was Spike.
Was that Spike? Yeah, they talking about Junior in season 1.
Yeah, the big boss dinner. Yeah, that's when we first started really getting
pre-rich.
Yeah,
man,
pre-rich. The old days, man. The thing about the old days is they the old days.
Right, man. You know? I remember when.
Yeah. You on mute, bro.
Yeah.
That was definitely his big boss dinner.
Yeah,
after he said he didn't want it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got Nancy Sinatra to pull up.
I mean, you
guys gonna leave together?
I mean, right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get her to do the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Tony looking at Chris. Now here's these little tidbits I noticed. Tony looking at Chris a certain way. Bro, yeah.
For no reason though. Just for me getting off my no reason.
Like he's looking at Phil. Phil is in all his glory, kind of like just, looking at Nancy or whatever. And see, even how they're shooting this is so different.
Yeah, that's what I said. People don't like a lot of. If you go back and look up stuff on this episode, this is the #1 user. Like, go to user like Reddit sites, and they'll talk about this. You see how like it's just unsteady. It's just kind of moving. It's not like a steady picture. It's floating in and out. That's how Tony is, though. That's why I appreciate it.
I didn't notice that till you said that. Now it's like I can't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro,
like none of the other episodes I feel like are shot like this.
They're not. This is the only episode like this. Literally the only scenes that are normal. Yeah. When we get to the Melfi scene, you'll get the difference. But yeah,
bro, I still remember the transition on the camera work on Sopranos when Janice had to leave season 2, and then season 3 started. I still remember how like the quality just elevated. I remember talking about it, but bro, Tony, I think he's talking to Carlo, and they do this pan where they focus in on Chris, and Chris is talking, and then they focus in on Tony, and he's talking to Carlo, but he's looking at Chris.
And Chris just talking about the movie, bro.
Bro,
Tony don't like that nigga. He don't
Tony is so perturbed. Like, bro, I can't.
It's a nasty look.
Like, cause he's like talking, and his eyes are clearly like, you talking to somebody that could clearly looking at something else. Like, bro, this is like, it is no reason. Like, and for y'all that have been listening and tracking everything, keep this in mind. We've said this since the ride. Keep a track, keep an idea, keep a watch on them two's relationships. And
what happens is, why this episode was so good, well, better than I used to think it was. These small things like that, forward moving when something happens with him and Chris, is like it was such a surprise. But now, watching it, talking about it, you're like, oh, this wasn't a surprise at all. This was all it was like this was always gonna happen.
It was always there.
Crazy.
Can we talk about Phil's behavior?
One more thing. So we get into Phil, because you can lay it all the way out. One more thing. We have to remember Chris dropped a movie as a beef record on Tony, bro, and then told him to go watch it. Like a hate revenge film. Like they said, how could this kid hate me this much? So that's still undealt with. Like that's on Tuck. So that's a part of the look and all that stuff too. So
not only that, Mo didn't think Tony was smart enough to figure out it was about him. Mm-hmm. Maybe pick up some subtle references, but not everything.
Not everything, exactly.
Or even worse, didn't give a fuck.
Didn't care.
Tony knew. Didn't give a fuck if I'm shooting shots at you.
All this couldn't have happened
I'm shocked that you figured it out.
Bro, now think about how you recontextualize that speech and the man who made it happen. This couldn't have been done without. And he says,
or even this look,
Tony Soprano.
This
like
look.
now,
That's a
what
good
you
point,
trying to
Mo.
be? Now you trying to be
Trying to
funny
be funny?
to me.
Yeah, you trying
So
to be funny.
I thought you were like lifting me up. Now you being funny for real. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Joke's
was
on
Chris's.
me.
That was Chris's. You know who? Do you know what? To you know who? Let's keep that between me and you. That's what Cleaver was to him.
Uh-huh.
You
That's
know
good.
exactly what
Crazy.
these scenes are.
Hey, that's good.
That's crazy. And the fact that y'all say that, like, it makes sense with this look right here.
Yeah.
Like, he been sitting with that. I'm sitting with that. Like, my wife think this.
Yeah.
Bro, her best friend think this. And you telling people about, oh, yeah, this is a cool little movie.
Then
like,
you
I'm
said,
hearing you talk.
oh, boy,
I'm hearing
over
you
there.
talk to niggas about this. Like, nah, bro, you got me fucked up, man.
Bro, then you sent old boy over there to try to clear up some stuff. JT.
Yeah, lying to me. Not even, you thought I was stupid with doing it. You doubled down on me.
Yeah.
Old boy over here and beat him up to do it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
And I let you off the hook when your fiance was ratting. Like, I let you off the, bruh.
Hey,
I let you off the hook when you were drugged out. I told you to go to rehab instead of whacking you. This nigga came to the Bing trying to shoot. He shot Tony's Suburban up and was mad that the bullets were gone.
Now
Freaking gun! Like, he was so mad about that,
now
bro.
that we talking about it, it's like you got me fucked up, bro.
Ah, yeah,
Tony's
this is
perspective, like you got me severely fucked up,
man.
my nigga.
Yeah.
Cousin, nephew, whatever the fuck it is. I looked up your dad. You got me fucked all the way up.
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
It's a lot of buildup. We will have. I told you that's my biggest want as far as Back of the Bing episodes is doing a character analysis, like walking through 6 seasons with the character and like maybe even their relationships. Like what we doing here, I want to do that as a full dedicated episode. I think Christopher Moltisanti might be in the running for the first one. So, you know.
I ain't mad at that.
But anyway, Rich, you were getting into Phil. So what were you laying out there as far as this?
Oh, just Phil's power play, right? Just his newfound power. And really, I think about the scene we talked about Leotardo, Leotardo, and all that, and just his. You can tell. It's funny. I saw something today on online, just talking about life is better for people who ask for what they want. Like you might not always get what you want, but if you're willing to lay out what I want. And you're not accepting anything less than that, like so a lot of people look at it as, oh, that person, everything always works out for them. Like, nah, they just have clear boundaries. I'm not about to be scared to ask for my worth or what I want. Phil had that moment when he was at the bar, realized I'm not taking shit from no one. Well, I know we haven't got to no more scraps. There's no scraps in my scrapbooks, but no more Butchie, no more. Like he's at that point. And now we see him. This is our first time really seeing him as a boss, right? Like we having a big boss dinner. And he's sitting down, shooting the shit with Nancy. Tony comes over, man, leaving already. Yeah, it's late. Got a long hike to Jersey from here. I know, I used to drive it all the time. No more, though. Like, just subtle, like, letting you know, like, same way John did, right? No more, though. You are inferior. If you want to talk to me, you got to cross the bridge. You got to pay that toll.
Yeah, I'm New York.
You know what I mean? A favor already? Excuse me?
Favor
you know what I mean?
already?
Yeah, a favor already? Like, dog, I just got the spot. You already asked me for favors. And we know Tony don't even look at it like that.
Because that's because of how he did with Johnny Sack. It was never like, yeah.
Exactly. And he flipped his own words on him. You always got business on your mind. Take a night, smell the cognac. Can't throw money at the problem. Like, he's just being very... he's very condescending. He's very condescending. And what the fuck that got to do with me? Like, none of this got to do with me. This is Phil. This is the show now. This is how shit works.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about none of your shit. Keep that. That sounds like some Jersey shit to me.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Like, it just gives you the rundown. If you didn't know exactly how this was going to go, if you still thought there might be some lingering of the hospital visit when Tony grabs Phil's hand and all of that kind of good stuff, nah, it's over, bro.
Yeah.
It's over.
And that hospital visit was before the whacking Vito, right?
Yeah, that was the finale of the season 6A.
Okay.
No, that was after. That was after.
It was after.
Yeah, that was right before this. That was right before Soprano Home. That was the last episode. That was Kaisha, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Cause yeah. Okay. You know, and yeah. So I would say like right now he's in the Leonardo bag. He in the Phil Leonardo bag. We gonna throw another little good earner remix on something. So, but yeah, and then they just had a conversation about Lil Vito or whatever. Who cares? Tony visits Hesh, and Tony's talking to Hesh, and we get the feeling that it's lonely at the top. That's what Hesh kind of leads there, which is I love when they utilize characters to get a narrative understood about Tony when it ain't Tony. Because in the earlier season, they would just use like 7 scenes with Melfi. They're not using Melfi, utilizing her as much. So now you utilize these other characters to get Tony's emotion or mentality or thought process more so than the Melfi one. So in this moment, like, it's lonely at the top, and that ties into, all of the things with the gambling and chasing it. And then Tony pulls out another cleaver hat for Hesh to cover up his dome. Bruh.
It's like,
you thought it'd be the DVD?
I ain't gonna be the DVD. And look, I know we don't like Hesh.
You don't like Hesh.
You don't like him either. You said that early season. You like, I can't stand. You said I can't stand him. You was cooking.
You hate him. Okay, you hate him more than I do. I'll say that. You hate Hesh.
I actually used to like him until you like brought wild shit, and then when you did, I stopped liking him immediately. Then I really got mad about it. Like when I thought about it, that's why I really stopped liking Hesh, bro.
Fair point.
That's your fault. Your fault, Spike.
I can see.
See what you made me do.
I agree with him.
Premium
I went
legend.
hard on him.
Nah.
Shit.
But listen, bro. Hesh talking about like, hey, you bring me this cleaver hat. Oh yeah, he's like, hey.
Nah, the toss, the look down and the toss, like the nigga, get this shit out of my face.
This is Tony being supportive, bro.
Do y'all see the way Hesh tossed that hat? Like, come on, bro. Like now you pissing me off. We talk about people playing in your face all episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like now you playing, bro. You owe me 200 racks,
bro. And the
200 bands. And you handed me a hat?
Nah, not even that, bro.
You're coming to have it.
Bro, you waking me up out of my fucking sleep in the middle of the fucking night to talk to me about your problems, and you owe me 200,000, nigga. If you don't get the fuck out of my face,
listen to me.
That's crazy,
bro.
I couldn't imagine a nigga owing me money, pulling up to my crib and being like, "Man, you know how rough life is." Like, what? Are you fucking serious?
Mm-hmm. And act like he forgot about it.
Bro.
Chris Rock had a joke, I think maybe I can't remember what stand-up it was. Never Scared, I think. When he talked about people that loan people money, like you never forget when you owe motherfucking money. Like you can remember the time you found $20 on the ground.
Yeah.
Remember where you were, when it was. Like you don't remember money. So the fact that he came in on that was even nastier.
Like, I forgot I owed you. Like, nigga,
200,000. I can see 20. I can see maybe a 20 slip my mind. 200 bands, and you come into my crib. I'm pouring up a drink, and you ain't even acknowledging. Like, hey man, I'm gonna have that for you. Or I got something for you.
That's the worst, bro.
That nigga brought a hat. That nigga brought a hat, bro.
Bro, I have been.
Nigga brought a hat,
bro.
That nigga.
I have been in scenarios where somebody will ask you like, hey, bro, hey, you coming through? Yeah, I'm coming through, man. Hey, can you grab this, and this? Like a pretty lengthy list of things to grab over here.
I'm not coming.
Like, and I know, and I'll get you when you get here.
I'm not coming.
Bro.
Nigga hit me with that list. I'm not coming.
No, I mean, it's all in one spot. It's in one spot, bro. Like,
it do not matter. If I gotta bring extra shit, I'm not coming.
Bro, you really gotta. You need
I'm fucked up, Mo.
Keep doing another week in the books.
I'm not coming.
So you
once I gotta bring a bottle and ice and you stop and grab the wings too. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll stay right here, bro, and get my own wings.
Oh my God, my Lord, I gotta pray for you, brother.
I'm sorry because I feel everything spicy.
I
get it, but like, bro.
It get deeper than that. It's like, who do you think I am?
Okay,
bro?
but like I'm saying, but this is one time. It's not all the time. Like it's like, bro, you can't be so dismissive.
How many people coming to this party? Why? Okay, why you couldn't divvy this out?
These questions matter.
Like, why I gotta bring all this shit?
But what if it's like, yo, it's
who you think I am?
But what if it's like,
I ain't even want to come. I ain't want to come to
Ray,
begin with.
I'm really just showing up as a favor.
All right.
Now I gotta
'Cause,
bring like
all
drinks
right.
and wings.
Hey, well,
Like,
stay your ass home, nigga. Just stay home, nigga. Like, just stay
that's
your
what I'm
ass
looking
home.
to hear.
Nigga.
That's what I'm looking to hear.
Just stay
Like,
home,
that's
nigga.
that's the ultimate conclusion for me, Mo. Like, yeah,
Golly.
you ain't gotta come. Okay, cool. I'll holler at you later.
I was,
Like,
oh man, you get off the phone. Yes.
facts.
Nigga, I'm about to turn the show up. I'm about
load,
to get.
I'm gonna load up this next episode or whatever the fuck I was watching.
I'm about to party up on my own right at the crib, bro. But the funny thing is, outside of like the money, of course, like I felt Hesh in this, but the funniest thing is like this subtle thing that Tony does. It's like this is like this fake supportive thing where Tony keeps bringing hats because he brought the hat to Beansy all the way in Miami. You know, he was like, "You didn't have the DVD." Oh yeah, it's almost like, and this is a reach. It's almost like once I figured out that this is like a revenge film that my nephew did, and everybody that's seen it recognized the homage to me. I don't want nobody else to see it. So when I see him, I'm only giving you the hat. I ain't gonna bring it because the DVD. Tony got the DVDs. We know that. That's whatever. But Tony just giving them hats. I feel like that's like a subtle like jab kind of thing. So I don't know.
I never thought about that. That's good.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Why would you not give him the film? Like
he has access to the DVDs. I didn't.
Well, remember when little Carmine, start running off his list of like, his DVDs and releases that he got. You definitely know they got like the DVD. This movie's not gonna make it in the theaters, bro. Like this wasn't. Gotcha. He ain't got. Chris ain't got.
And that's what Chris was talking to dude about at the bar too when Tony was looking at him crazy, like the distribution of it. So yeah, I wanna hate Hesh for this because, like you said, Mo, we're not big Hesh fans, but I get it too.
Yeah, not this one though.
But don't pull up on me in the middle of the night talking all this bullshit about all the problems that you have, and you owe me $200,000, bro. And then when I bring it up, now you offended. Like, nah, we don't. This don't work like that.
Hey, could Hesh be in that theory for Made in America?
Could be.
We never bring up Hesh.
Could be.
But I tell you what, after this episode, I'm gonna have to go on the box.
The only thing is, Hesh says in this episode, he's usually the person that I call to deal with people like this.
Yeah,
which leads me to believe he don't have anybody else to call to deal with Tony.
Well, I mean, and yeah, please don't
unless
take this
he called New York.
But like maybe New York, but like I feel like all like there's black gangs, Asian gangs. There's got to be some Jewish gangs, right? Like some kind of like underworld.
I'm sure it is.
Okay, I mean I know it's a reach for Hesh, but is it? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. He may know somebody that knows somebody kind of thing. Like, I don't know. But
him always been with a black woman irritates me as well too.
That's where it started. That's the origin. Remember somebody tried to reach out to me and was like really trying to get at us low key about it because they were Jewish and not about the black woman thing, but like the Jewish, and they felt some kind. This was like for season 1, but they didn't get with us until like season 2. I don't know if I brought it up on air, but I had to like address the situation with them. This is before we started reading on air, and I had to like address them. Like getting with them. Like, hey, look, everybody got different experiences, bro. Like, I get what you're saying, like, but anyway, that's another story. Anything else you want to add to the Tony and Hesh scene? Okay. So Tony, we get to the Tony and Melfi session. It's funny, Tony giving him that pocket change. Like, you wild boy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go to the whatchamacallit. I just think it's important to highlight Hesh's. We get the insight on how Hesh feels when he goes up and talks to Renata. So it's not. Hesh is disappointed when Tony gives him the hat and he wants to know about the money. And it just looks like that. Let me just figure it out. Because Tony gets pissy. You got to have it. All that stuff. Like, you don't owe me bread. But I'm glad we got a clear distinction on how Hesh feels about this. He goes up, he loans somebody money, and I'm the schmuck. That's what I said, man. Don't never loan money to your friends.
Yeah.
Facts.
I get. Oh, so that's what I didn't get finished briefly. So y'all, we already get y'all wouldn't do this, but I've been in the scenario. You come pull up to the place. Oh, go ahead.
My fault. That way we can wrap up this scene and you can finish off what you're about to say. Only thing I was going to say is this also gives us a good insight on what Tony's net worth might be. Remember, because Tony said, man,
well, he got
after
into
the
it more
boats-
with the other guy though, didn't he? When the
Oh,
other guy
I thought that was here because he talking about the boat. She said, "Why do you covering his money between his gambling and the lifestyle and that boat?"
I'd say about 600, right?
Yeah,
I
or maybe he
thought
said
that
it
was
to
with
other
dude.
thing.
That was with dude though.
Okay, he just talked about the boat. My bad. All right, either way, go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, no, but anyway, so you finally get there after you say, "Hey, yo, bro, can you grab like a fifth of such and such?" I hit you when you get back. All right, cool, got you, bro. I'm already on the way. I'm grabbing my own, whatever. Get there, you're like, all right, right on, bro. You know, we said we chilling and hanging and stuff. You're like, all right, cool. You know, you about an hour in. You know, you got chilling, sipping and stuff, and you still like, all right, man, we laughing and stuff, but like, bro, where my money at?
Yeah,
Like,
bro, cash up that shit to me before I buy.
I do that. Oh, I do that now. I won't even do like, because like, and then when you be like, hey, bro, I got the what's name? You got me, bro. Where's the they always do that weird thing where it's like, bro, I was gonna give it to you, bro. Relax. Like, nah, nigga, don't tell me relax. Like, you already got started.
Send me my money, nigga.
That's why
like,
I don't do that
now.
Yeah. I don't do that now, bro.
I'm
but
too old for this. Yeah,
I would be burned up. That's why, like, now, if I give you something to borrow, it's just yours. It ain't borrowing because I can't. Yeah. I'm the type of person like you. You're not gonna like.
Yeah, I'm not giving money to people that need it. Well, excuse me, I ain't gonna say need it, but then I'm expecting it back from immediately.
Yeah, no.
Like if we close enough for me to lend you money, I ain't gotta ask for it. You gonna give it to me.
Yeah.
That's why.
If I lend it to you and like we cool, like I'm honestly considering that a write-off. Like I've lost that already. If you give it back to me, that's amazing. We're great friends. I fuck with you, but I'm not gonna be dependent on like, nah, I need that. I need a little 2,000 this week, bro. Which is where I felt like Hesh was petty with it at. But also, like Tony was explaining to him, like, you a penny pincher, bro. Like, he's gonna ask for his money.
I don't even think Hesh was petty for it. I think if Tony had acknowledged it, Hesh would have been cool.
Yep.
It's that you came in here, to Mo's point, we've been here for about an hour laughing, drinking. Nigga, you ain't brought up this bread yet. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, if you just come in and say, oh yeah, you know, I forgot about you. I got this going on. I bet. Yeah. And to your point, Spike, there's a show we just got finished on. We Got Y'all Harlem on Prime, where a character Aunt Tammy, she said, man, I don't lend money. I give it out. Like, I don't, because I don't even want to be, if I lend it to you, then I'm expecting you to pay it back in the terms of, it's too much. Like, I'd rather just rock with you and say, I'm taking this as an L. This is for you. I don't got no expectations of getting it back. Because that expectation leads to what we see with Hesh. Just being on some, man, fuck this nigga.
Facts. That's well said.
He probably said that in front of Renata. Fuck that
nigga. He definitely said it to Renata.
He definitely said she's giving him a pass for sure. I don't even know how he got Renata, to be honest. I was like, bro.
Bread. That bread.
He paid good for Renata.
She's like an old Vanessa.
She good. Like, she's good. She's taken care of.
Yeah.
Renata got like stock. She's taken care of.
She's like she got some of her own, you know.
She won't need it. But anyway, anyway.
She might have her own bread, but Hesh bread,
life insurance policies. You niggas about to need the gecko.
She eating off that shit.
Yeah, she ain't eating off that shit. Let me stop, man. Let me stop.
Harlem Hospital giving out beds. No. All right. Anyway, so we get to Tony.
Hesh might as well go and collect all that back.
Hey, listen.
Hey, why you do that like that, man?
Disgusting, bro.
Sick man with sick thoughts.
Tony and Melfi, we get into a Tony and Melfi session, and this is now like I feel like the official turn. Like, I've been, leaning towards, but the official turn in Tony to the dark side, in my opinion. Like, I've been leaning, like, we're getting closer. This all kind of started way back to whoever did this, I believe, when he whacked Ralph in season 4. That was like the start of it. And I think now it's fully developing, obviously, with the sociopathic, information we'll get later. But he said he's not happy about it. He's just not happy about anything. He has he's hateful. This is a consistent thing that we're starting to see. He's lying in every other sentence, and so much here. And then even, you notice the sessions, like, the room looks darker. I don't know if y'all remember, like, and that could be intentional or not, but the room even looks darker. Like, there were sessions where it looked like kind of a light brown in there, kind of full, like, whatever, but it really looks darker in here. What are some things that stood out to y'all as far as this conversation?
In the beginning, he was talking about Hesh is a friend of his, and Melfi was like, and then he explained if you put this on a dock, and he would come out of nowhere and try to get it, as far as him being money hungry. And Melfi was like, he doesn't sound like much of a friend to you. Tony didn't acknowledge that. He just like kept going in the sense of this is his personality, not really acknowledging that Hesh is a friend or not a friend. Like we don't know if that's the case. But I thought that was very interesting in the sense of how Tony looked at Hesh.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think us as viewers watching this show, like Hesh is Tony's friend. Like
Yeah.
we've seen all the groundwork that's been put in and him fucking
Season
with
1.
Tony's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. But now that we're talking about it and he's talking with Melfi where we feel like he's being his realist, he never even acknowledged that he's his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a dude I know. He's an old time, like, this is a guy that he's been around a long time. Essentially, is how Tony explains it.
Mm-hmm.
When Melfi questions him about it, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Tony, talking about Cleaver being a poor representation of Italian Americans, but then he stereotypes Jews. This is why I was talking about every other line. He's lying. He just don't care now. He's, Melfi's always challenged him. And now he's just lying completely. Like at this point is about tons of things. And then Tony says that he has to, this is the line that I said is like disgusting. Tony says that he has to pretend that it hurts more than it does for his guys. Bro, you know how much money he got to have, like he's losing big money and has to pretend. So that means
I think he's just telling her that though.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't think that because why?
That's not true.
What do you think that? What benefit would he get from that? And I'm just asking that as an open question.
So Tony always slips up, I feel, talking about how much he got. Like he slips up and does this all the time. He slipped up with Seal saying like, Vito, he was a good earner. He paid for a list. There's been times he slipped up about not only Vito being a good earner and Ralph, but talking about like, oh, that's the reason I was able to get another boat. He gets too comfortable and slips up and lets people know. So I think when he's betting, especially now things are tightening up, it's over for the little guy. He's playing this thing because this is the only thing that gets him up in the morning, so to speak, like the thrill of it, because that's why the ride was such a big deal when they stole the wine. It was just like the adrenaline that it gave them. I think gambling gives them that same adrenaline, which he talks about without the risk, what's the fun in it kind of thing. But the fact is, it's even crazy because like he probably really got it. He been had Hesh's money. I just don't.
Yeah. Cause we see he got not to get too far ahead. Yeah, that's a good point, Mo.
So I don't know, but
I got it, but I ain't got 200,000 to give to nobody. Like there's a difference between having it and having it to give back to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like
I felt like he had it to give.
Yeah,
I just
have 200K. Yeah, exactly. I have 200K, but I ain't finna give it to you.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Like,
you can get this $3,000 on,
Maybe if I had hit this football bet or if I hit this roulette table bet, then yeah, you could get it then. But I ain't giving you.
So you get paid off profits, nigga.
I'm not giving you none of my money to pay you back. And I feel like that's what Tony looked at Hesh as, and I think that he thought, which is why he was acting so offended by this, is he thought that Hesh was one of the people that could be like you got it, bro. I need 200K. Yeah, I got it to give back to you, but I really ain't got it to give back to you. Like I feel like that he thought that Hesh was one of those homeboys because we have those homeboys. Like I've had homeboys that you lend money to and y'all be out and you see him buying drinks. You be like, bro, I just lent you $1,000, bro. Like you buying drinks for the hoes and hookahs and shit.
Yeah.
But it's certain niggas that you know. It's certain niggas that you know where you can be like I ain't got that $1,000, but I do got $1,000. And I think that's why Tony was hurt by Hesh doing it. He's like, bro, you know how this game go.
And he looked out for Hesh early, like in season 1. Like he.
No, Hesh. I feel like Hesh is definitely in the wrong here. I'm on Tony's side with this. Like you got me fucked up, bro.
Well,
hold on, whoa. Hesh is in the wrong with what?
Yeah, Hesh in the wrong. Like you Bro, I came over.
You came over my house complaining about your problems. Drinking my.
You my mentor though. This the whole reason the reason that you up and got 200K to give to me is because you my mans. You my mans, bro. Like people fuck with you. You making moves in these streets. When shit happened to you in New York, that would you came to me. The reason you able to move around and get money and able to have 200K to give to me is because I fuck with you. But now it's in a situation where like, yeah, I got 200K. Like that ain't the question. The question ain't if I have 200K. It's like I ain't trying to give it to you right now. And Hesh being offended by that is crazy to me.
Oh my goodness, Spike, you wild.
It's crazy to me.
Hold on. Go ahead.
See, bring it. I'm about to bring it to your world. All right. You play. You a gamer, Spike?
I play. Yeah.
All right. Sometimes. Put it this way. What is if you got a homeboy over whenever every year you're not so busy potting, you taking a little whatever break? What would be the kick it session if they came over to your crib? What
you mean kick it session?
Like okay, your bro, like bro, what you doing, man? I'm about to come through. What would be y'all's like? What would y'all do?
Play the game. I'm assuming that's what you're asking.
No, I'm just asking. What would y'all do? Like I know my bro come over. We probably gonna pour a little drink.
Oh, you saying what they bring? They gonna bring a bottle?
No, I'm saying like just what would be like that? What like?
He literally just asking, what would y'all be doing? Like
yeah, like what would you be doing? Like what does that look? I don't know what Spike what that looks like for Spike.
Playing the game.
Roll one up. They just playing the game. Roll one up. Play the game. Probably post some drink. Whatever it may be. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's bring it to your world. So you making pretty good money at the gig, and you making some some podcast money. Your bro's hey, like bro, give me a bridge. I'm looking for a Briggs loan. He hits you up like probably like a month ago about a Briggs loan, and he's like, hey bro, I'm kind of in a tight spot. Bro, he's like, bro, can you look out for me? He's like, all right, bro, what you need, man? Hey, bro, can you hook me up with like $3,000? And you're like,
do I have $3,000 to give?
Yeah, I'm assuming you got $3,000 to give. Like,
okay, so you're saying I'm good. Like 3,000 don't hurt me, but it's still $3,000.
Or if I'm trying to get a realistic number that you have on hand. So if 3,000 is too much, I'm trying to get a number where it's on hand, but it's enough to like be like, hey, bro, where my money at? So it's got to be realistic in that sense.
All of this the whole point is it's all about the expectation, right? If we're really friends, then you can just tell me, hey, bro, I got some shit going on. I need this bread. I'm going to get it back to you when I get it back to you, and cool. Just acknowledge the fact that I don't.
That's my expectation, though. You don't have to acknowledge it for me. Like, if I gave you the threshold for me, like, y'all talking about $500. Like, let's say you gave a nigga $500.
Yep, okay.
Right? Let's say you gave a nigga $500, and you're expecting to get it back, but I don't need the $500. Like it ain't nothing that's going like I can't pay. I can pay my bills still. I can do everything I need to do.
It's not enough.
But hold on, no, not even that. It's not that, Spike. So you mean to tell me if you gave somebody $500 and you go out that same night after giving a nigga $500 and you see him with the chicks, with the hookah, with the drinks, you just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm glad he's having a good time. Like that's it.
No, forget the going out.
I'm glad he enjoyed himself.
You gave him $500. He get low for a month. Like y'all ain't chopping it up. You sitting there like, bro, you can still hit me up even though I know you owe me some money. And then when he finally hits you up, he trying to come through or whatever. He hanging out, and y'all sitting there chopping up, sharing Instagram posts. Hey, bro, look at this video, yo, bro. Like this is hilarious, bro. Y'all sitting there chilling, doing the same thing, playing the video game and stuff. And they be like, all right, bro, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the crib. We gotta get to the wifey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get to the crib. Y'all shake up. Nigga has not said anything about your 500, but you've been chilling. Y'all done rolled up, play video games.
See, I'm cool with that though. I ain't gonna hold you more. I'm cool with it because it's like Sonny and C said. Like, how much is it? Yeah, exactly. How much is it for you to write this nigga off? Like when going back to Bronx Tale, it's like, is $1,000 enough for you to write this nigga off? Is $500 enough for you to write this nigga off? And it depends on the friend that I'm dealing with. If it's $500 and we like, that's my man's, and he ain't mentioned it, I know I'm going to take emotional accountability and be like, oh, he fucked up. Because I know this nigga, and he wouldn't do this
not your man
if he wasn't fucked up. I feel like my man. We ain't even having this conversation. Nah, we ain't having this conversation. Nah, we ain't even having this conversation if it's not my man's. Like this got to be my man's.
Let's go back to the hookah.
It's got to be my man's. Like, and I feel like Hesh and Tony, that's his man's.
That ain't
like
his man's.
You offer me counsel.
That's your dad.
You've been fucking with my dad. Like you're one of the reasons why like I'm successful in what I do. That's my man's. So I can't press you about the 200. I can't even ask about it really. Cause you my man's and I know you're a stand-up dude and you're going to give me that money back when you able to get it. Like I can't be like, I need the $3,000 vid. I can't do that.
Good, but the vid that would have been too much. Mm-hmm. But all I'm saying is you going over there, you sharing the hookah? You cool with it? There's nothing in you that's gonna go off a little bit like
I ain't gonna hold you.
Thank you. I know because it's just that little, it's something in there. The same night, my nigga, you couldn't wait. It's like in Goodfellas, nigga. I told y'all not to buy nothing with this money. You got pink cars and furs, nigga. I told y'all to chill. You just asked me for this bread and I see you out with hookah, bro. I'm gonna be hot. I'm not gonna make a scene, but I'm gonna be like, oh, my nigga, like, what the fuck is it going on? You could have just told me you had a date and you would show it. Thanks. I'd have got you together. I wouldn't even ask you for I wouldn't even look at it as a loan. Helping my nigga out. Shit, you got a little shorty, a little bad one? I got you.
Here you go. I got it. Here you go.
But don't say you fucked up and then I see you that same night. And you out here got the shit with the sparklers coming to the table. I promise on everything, bro. I promise on everything. All right, man. Come on.
Oh, it's funny. That's a funny question, though. That is a funny question. Like, where is that line lead, though?
Yeah, but I think Mo's point, that just shows that Tony and Hesh ain't cool like that.
Facts. I never thought they were.
Especially from the way that Tony took it. Tony took him asking for the money like, oh, you don't fuck with me at all.
That's why I don't like loaning out, because of that reaction right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why I don't like to do it, because
whose reaction? Tony's?
Tony's reaction. Like that not him, but I'm saying dealing with people in general where it's like, this is why cash at me. Because
that's interesting.
I can't stand when you let somebody borrow and it's like, hey, bro, I was already hesitant, but I was like, you know what? This is my good deed. I'm gonna look out. And then when it's time to like ante up, you're not necessarily like getting all the way a puss face, but you're kind of being like subtle joke with it, like, all right, bro, I was gonna get you money. All right, but since you need it so bad, it's like, bro, like my brother has done this. My brother is. I'm like, nigga, I did you a favor, and now you making me look, bro. Don't get.
I think I agree with the sentiment that y'all are saying in the sense of I would feel a certain type of way if I lend a nigga money and he out like, damn, bro, you getting the whole shrimp cocktail like tower, like y'all, you doing that? You getting the
I'm
big
leaving with your girl.
Steak?
I'm leaving with your girl. Straight up, I'm leaving with your girl. What are we talking about? Nigga, I pay for all this.
I get it. I understand it, but I do have some type of leeway in the sense of that's my man's, and I don't expect him to try to get over on me. And I don't think the Hesh had that. Like I don't expect if I give my man's $500 and he's spending that $500, like however you spend it, bro, I don't give a fuck. I just want to make sure that you didn't try to play me. I don't even need my $500 back today or next week or when you get $500. I just want my shit back. Don't be disrespectful towards me.
Okay, so they don't pull up to my crib drinking my cognac and just talking about your problem.
But see, that's the problem. That's the difference that I have with you in this moment. We still friends though.
We are.
I can't take away our friendship because you owe me $500. Like you can still pull up. Like if you would always pull up and drink with me and we would drink the cognac, like that's cool. I don't want you to change none of that. That's cool. Nah, you ain't even got.
But you know what though?
I think that's the important thing about friendship. Like you ain't even got to acknowledge it with me. I know I respect you. Like if I gave you $1,000, Mo, I respect you enough as a man to be like, I am going to give you.
How many times can they pull up on you though before you need acknowledgement? Because it's like, okay, that first time, okay, good. We already got to understand. How many times can they pull up on you?
That depends on how good of friends you are.
Okay,
like a real friend, like I have real friends that I would let do that. It don't matter because I fuck with them.
Well, you just gave them money then at that point.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's what he said earlier. And that's fine. That's what I'm saying. That's fine with me.
My bad,
I already wrote that shit off as a loss anyway.
Okay, so that's different.
Like when I gave you that, it's like, oh, okay, it's cool. I can afford it.
I was just saying it's an interesting conversation in real time because it does. What this, and we can move on after this. all this conversation is really
another
narrowing
week in
down.
the books conversation.
It really is. We probably can revisit this.
We need to
All
talk
this is
about
narrowing
this.
down
Yeah.
is who are you really comfortable with, right? Who do you really see as a
Facts.
friend? Because there are people. I'm thinking of people right now in my head where if I gave him 1,000, I cannot see myself giving you or Spike a 500 and that affecting our relationship. Like whether you like me pressing you about
And
that
that's all I'm
500,
saying.
like I wouldn't be like, oh, I ain't recording until Mo give me my bread. Like, no, I just wouldn't. It wouldn't be a thing.
Well,
Like
I'm
I
gonna
got,
act some type of way.
but
I'm
that
not
has
gonna
nothing
act
to
some
do
type
with
of
you,
way
Mo.
about $500, bro.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with either one of you. That has everything to do with how I view you. I view you as being that close to me, but
Facts.
not everybody has that benefit. So I think everybody probably has a handful of people they would do that with, but there are people that you're cool with, and that's why I always tell you gotta separate friends from associates, from colleagues, from people you just know.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people we know
And
and a lot of people we associate with, but we don't really they ain't in that bubble. But there are some people where it's like, bro, here, you got it, and I ain't never gonna bring this up. If you bring it up, that's cool. But
facts.
that's what it is. So
I
it's an
think
interesting
I think
conversation.
It is
I
absolutely.
think that's to put a bow on it. I think that is the absolute 100% what Rich says. There are people that I could give $500 to $1,000 to and not. I ain't gonna say not care about it because I would be like, damn, where my money at, bro? But I still fuck with them in the sense of I respect you a lot more. And I think that's what Tony was coming from as to how Hesh approached him. Like I thought that we was dogs. I thought that you was my like, yeah, I'm saying you knew my dad, you giving me advice. Like
I looked
you're
out for
gonna
you in
get,
season
yeah, you gonna
one.
get the 200K back, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you gonna get that. You might not get it today. I might not be giving you a vid. You ain't even gotta ask me about it, and I ain't even gotta acknowledge it. I don't care. But I
No.
just need like there's certain people that you fuck with where you know like
You know what?
like
I don't. You know what? I don't even think now that y'all said all that to conclude it. I don't even think it's about the people you rock with or not. I just think that if you're going to give money, you're giving it out. If you're not, you're just not. It ain't even about borrowing. Like that's what
I
it
need
is.
it back. Right.
But I will say
need it.
this, Mo.
Like if you acting like you need it back, then we got a problem.
That's what I
I
don't
will
even
say
think
this to
we're
your
giving
point.
out money. Like if we making our minds like, hey, bro, I'm in a pinch. We're giving it out. If you're, I think that's more of the thing. Is like
But
we're
here,
not giving it out for borrowing. So,
all right, not to belabor the point. I gotta put this out there.
Okay.
Everything you said is right, Mo. What Tony fucked up because he didn't approach you like that. See, Tony never approached this like they were friends.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
approached this like this was business. I need a bridge loan,
bridge loan.
200K. Started explaining himself. Like, oh, you don't want to hear about this. Had you just been like, hey, Hesh, man, I'm fucked up right now, man. I need to hold something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kept it as that. Like, don't put labels on it. Don't put terms on it. None of that other shit. That way, the mentality is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Facts.
Fair.
Facts.
So yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
It was a good deep dive right there.
It was. Yeah.
I think people,
That, I mean, hey,
because people gonna look at that differently. I would expect to see some emails and some comments about that.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of different perspectives on it.
The big thing right there is it's 200K. If it was 20K, I think everybody would agree that Hesh is petty. The 200K, I think, makes people hesitate because it's like, damn, that's a lot of bread.
And that's why I press back on you, Rich. Like you got it though.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's when you talking to your mans though. Like you're talking to your mans, and like
that's not his mans.
I know you got 200K, bro. I know you do, and I need to borrow that. Like, come on, bro. Like, I know
if I ain't get nothing else out of this conversation, it's that Hesh ain't Tony's mans.
He never was though. Exactly. I thought in season 1, I knew he wasn't his man. Like because Hesh to me, low key, always established like if you really go back and watch those season 1 episodes when Tony would pull up, they looking at the horses and Tony's expressing his problems. You look at a hit is a hit episode where Christopher was trying to set up a sit down with Massive Genius, Hesh, and you look at he was never really Tony's man's. Like I think you look at Hesh, Hesh tolerated him because of the almighty dollar. Like that's the way I look at it. Like he always tolerated him. The executive games, Hesh had some connections with the Jewish guys that was running the hotel, and tell him not to do business with certain. I think he just tolerated Tony for the sake of the dollar. Like I never looked at him like he looked at Tony like, oh, this is my.
And it came out in these scenes.
Yep. Yeah. Which is why Hesh had a real perspective later.
That's a good point.
He had a real perspective, dude.
Like you ain't my man's. Like
he knew what it was.
If he had asked Chris for them 200K, it wouldn't have been low. Like he's pressing. Like there wouldn't have been these scenarios that played out. If he asked Paulie for it or Seal for it, those are his people for real. Like Hesh is just like, I'm around. I'm benefiting from what you do. I got the money. to do it, but I don't fuck with you like that to give you 200K and I'll ask about it.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't really giving no information because Hesh probably been an investor on a lot of stuff, you know.
I'd have killed Hesh. Fuck that shit.
Shout out to Bobby Bach. Shout out to anything happen to Poppy might pop a nigga for real.
Pop Hesh. Fuck that.
Hey, shout out to Bobby Bacalieri, man.
That.
Hey, he was wilding right now.
Bobby said, the fuck he's going to do about it.
Hey, listen, we'll talk about the Bobby turn in a minute. Carmela, so I put a couple scenes together. Carmela's spec house is together, and we see cousin Brian. It looks like they're going to purchase the home. And then we see Phil and the Puerto Rican whore, he having a silo and having a conversation. And Phil asks, do you want to smack in the mouth? He's pretty much telling him that the family has been through enough of embarrassment. Be a man. Anything I want to add between the spec house scene and the, Phil and, I don't know, his nephew, I guess?
Man, finish that thing. There's no eating in my car.
Come on. I do that now with my daughter. Like, you ain't
know what you think this is.
Hey, finish that pop, man. I ain't going in the car. You know how sticky it get. Like,
that nigga Phil said, I said my piece.
It gets crazy.
I said my piece is nuts.
Yeah, because it's like you're just going through the motions.
And like these old school like Italian dudes, like I'm not fucking with this shit, bro. Like I don't all this shit you got going on stuff, with your hair. Yeah, like all like, bro, get right, bro. Like what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah. I respected it.
I did. I mean, this is what to expect a person that did 20 years in the can. Like, what more do you want from me? Like, but Phil tried. I respect that he obliged to Tony what Tony said because this is your family, bro. Get in there. I ain't got nothing much to add other than Carmela has a little concern for the spec house as far as talking to her dad or whatever, and about the build and Tony go crazy later about it.
But look, Hugh said, I ain't never lost a night of sleep over construction. Why you calling me?
Bruh.
Hey, I fuck with Hugh, man.
We love
Hugh. A real nigga, man.
Yeah, we love Hugh on the
Why you calling me this minute? Like, why you calling me in the middle of the night, bro? Like,
yeah, I know. One of my favorite episodes, Marco Polo. I love Hugh in that episode, man. His birthday.
Hey, I fuck with Hugh, right?
Come on, man. Dang, that was season 5.
That was so long. Nigga said I've been doing this for years, man. Like I ain't never stayed up this late thinking about this shit. Like
put some respect on my name.
Know what I'm doing.
For real. We go to the next scene at the Sopranos house, and everyone is celebrating the fact that Carmela sold the house or passed the inspection. Obviously we find out cousin Brian is moving in, but Blanca's face again, expecting something but not getting it. All I got to say, bro, I ain't gonna lie. She been getting me hot.
That's so.
Because like, listen, ma'am, with all due respect, because you putting it on me, don't like you never established what you wanted. You were cool with me getting the Vatos off the block and giving them my bike and quieting down the neighborhood, and you was cool with that, and you put it on me that night. When did your standards jump from, I got these goons off the street to quiet down to, and you giving me some to now you looking at me crazy at every turn, like I'm not good enough. Like that's like I have such an issue when people have an issue with something and never speak their truth. That's why I like what Phil said. I spoke my piece. Like, she should have spoke her piece. That's what pissed me off more than anything. It's like, and then it's like, what's your alternative? Who was you with before? What they had going on? Like, this man stepped in and you had a whole child. Like, and he was a respectable dude. Like, he definitely wasn't no domestic violence. He probably treated you like a queen. I mean, I don't know how he probably performed in the, in the intimate moments, but he was a decent dude, it seemed like. And it's like it wasn't good enough for you because every time she hears stuff, she hearing flexes from everybody connected to the Soprano family except for AJ. But it's like, bro, his due time would have came if you would have waited. So I don't know. Blanca really pissed me off because it's just like you're doing this thing where you just think you're too cute to wait. That's how I feel to me. Like you just, oh, I'm so cute. I'm so this. I'm so that. I can't wait for him to get here. You know what? For like, she just pissed me off, bro. Like completely. And I get it. And I don't like AJ. We don't like AJ on this pod, but like Blanca just really gets me hot. What say y'all to this little backyard scene?
I think this is an accurate representation of us as fans, like viewing AJ. Like, bro, you just not it. Like, I don't give a fuck what they try to write for you, what they try to do for you. You're just not that dude, especially knowing as viewers that you're Tony's son. Like, she continuously looks at him and like, she's looking at him like, you're a kid, bro. I'm an adult with a kid. I can't be fucking around with you like you do construction. Like, you I don't, it's hard to understand one, how she would even fuck with him. We've talked about how she knew his soprano name and she probably like low-key was on some predator shit
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
and
10
tried to
years.
fuck with him. But now that she see that he's with him and she's like, nah, it ain't even what I thought it was. It's worse. Like, you're really a kid. You're a blockbuster working ass nigga. I can't do that. Like, and I respect her for that. And she tried to do it easily too. Like, she was like trying to let him down easy. Like, bro, I can't fuck with a blockbuster working ass nigga.
I mean, what did you expect? You're 31 and he's 21. Like, what did you expect?
Did we get an exact age?
Yeah, I think there's like a 10-year difference. I forgot where it was. It was a couple episodes ago, but I think that's what it was.
Go get a young nigga. It's supposed to be like Drea. Go get you a hooping nigga or something. Don't get no
Nigga
little
that
bum
got
ass,
bread.
a bum ass nigga
Do
that
y'all
can't even
think Blanca
continue
would've
the
been-
family business.
Do y'all think Blanca would have been good with Jackie Jr.?
Yes.
You think Jackie Jr. would have sold her on?
He would have
Jackie Jr. would have had her on the block.
He would have made that work. Jackie Jr. would have made that work. Like,
Yeah, he
like,
would've.
yeah, I'm that nigga. Yeah.
Hey, she should have got with Christopher Moltisanti.
Yeah.
Nah, Chris would have
been a good one for
She
her,
could have
too.
been
Chris
his
Chris
Kaisha.
would have took her down. Like, she would have been on heroin if it was fucking with Chris.
That's true. Never mind. I just disregard. But maybe, like I said, Jackie Jr. or whatever, finessing it. Or
My
whatever.
man that died on the toilet, that would have been a good one for her.
Oh, Gigi.
Gigi
Yeah.
would have been a good one.
Gigi
Gigi would have been good for her.
But see, he would have been able to.
Ralphie might have even been good for her.
See, but she would have been Ralphie Gumar though. He would.
Yeah,
Ralphie,
cool with that. Ahead of
Yeah, she would have been good with Ralph.
Yeah,
She would have been
AJ
good with
girl.
Ralph. Nigga, Ralph would have took care of her, bro.
That's true. I was trying to think who else could she be a good fit for. Now that we on that.
I think Ralph #1 pick.
Number one
Ralph
pick,
would have
really?
made that. He would have twerked. Ralph would have made that work. Like,
No, absolutely. Ralph
Puerto
would.
Rican, little
I
fine
mean-
Puerto Rican, like chat. Like, man, come on, bro.
You
Ralph
know
would
what?
have made that work.
I'm about to
bro.
say Hesh, but that's way that age gap is it's disrespectful.
Yeah, she would have killed. She would have killed Hesh.
She would have got the life insurance. She
would've
would have
killed
worked.
Hesh.
She would have got the policy popping, boy.
She would have killed Hesh. Hesh would have
she-
died.
The way she was rocking AJ.
How she was fucking with AJ, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
listen,
She would have killed Hesh.
She would have.
She would have killed me like
He
at
would've-
41.
she
Like,
would've
I
gave-
ain't. I'm half the age as Hesh. Boy, she would have gave me a run.
She would have gave Hesh the Renata treatment.
Yeah, which goes to that viewer talking about like to what we were saying. Like, hey, Tony might have seen that. Tony might have seen that and been like, hey, you know what?
All this shit fried, man. Y'all niggas nuts.
Hey, just rest your eyes. Oh, oh man, listen, Blanca, boy. Oh man.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Wild boy.
Blanca should have got Blanca been. Never mind. I was about to say maybe like a Vito. Maybe like a Vito where it's like. Well, she would have got the bag. Is what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like she really wanted that.
She would have
coin.
realized. She would have knew what was going on with Vito. She wouldn't have been.
But that might have worked because she still could have went back to, you know what I mean, maybe the baby daddy or whatever. Like, I don't know. I
don't think she would have been with that.
Maybe not. I don't know what she didn't seem like she seemed like she was looking for love, but wasn't.
Bro, she just wanted a boss. That's all. She just wanted a boss, somebody who could provide for her.
Man. Yeah,
somebody that could provide for her, be a man, not a boy. Like, that's all she wanted, bro. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
AJ just not that nigga. Like, you're a boy. AJ is a boy. That's our problem with him and his character in this whole like, you're a boy, dude. When are you going to be a man? When are you going to step up to what you're supposed to do, being Tony Soprano's son? Like, she looked at that
Joe jerk
from
off.
their perspective. Yeah, like you Joe jerk off, nigga.
I mean, but he was taking care of her son though. Like, I mean, that counts for something.
No, he wasn't though. Like you're a poo putt, nigga.
Bro,
like,
he went to the whole Puerto Rican parade.
I can get a random nigga from the Puerto Rican parade to take care of my son, bro.
Yeah, the homie you gave your bike to come take care of this. Yeah, what you talking about?
Yeah, like, bro, come on.
Giving your son to the random homie on the block is nuts.
But she did it. That's what I'm saying.
That was a brother. That was a brother.
But she felt more comfortable with her son being in that situation than with AJ because she knew AJ was a bitch ass nigga.
You reached like
she did, bro.
No, you reached it, bro.
Nah, she was like, man, I can't,
bro. You narrative building.
She literally was looking at it like, I can't have my son around this nigga.
She didn't got nothing to do with her son.
This nigga
that ain't got shit to do with his Spike funny as fuck.
She was looking at it.
Use a nigga.
Hey, he a bitch ass nigga, bro.
Use a nigga. And I don't mean that in a good way.
Hey, Spike said, I can't have my son around him because you a bitch ass nigga. I can't have my son around this bitch ass nigga, man. This nigga gave a bike away to get people off my block. Come on, bro.
Spike Lee just jumped way out the window on the breakup, like. Oh my God!
Hey, I'll stand. Hey, I'll stand in it. I don't give a fuck if y'all don't agree with it. She was looking at him like, "You a bitch ass nigga."
Hey, let's wait till we get to the scene, bro. Because, bro, you jumped so far out there. That is crazy.
Spike funny as fuck,
man, bro. Golly.
That's
but
funny.
Yeah. So Carmela calls her dad about the house, because she's all nervous about it. He's like, he said he changed 50 to 60% of the bad lumber or whatever, which is still not good because that leaves, still 50 to 40% left. That's obviously not good at all. He just left in the build, which leads into what Tony says later.
Crazy. You crazy, bro.
You on his way out, man. I said, fuck it. Man. Whatever's about to happen today, that shit ain't about to fall on me.
Hey,
you see his wife over there look like she was already on the Renata shit. Like she was mouth open. I'm like, yeah, man, look at that, man. She look like she was got it. You might want to check on her.
Bruh. Man, Hewden fell off a roof. That man done. Like, he like, hey, listen. But yeah, so she said, what about the studs and everything? And he's like, pretty much for the 100th time, I'm done. Like, bro, I'm not doing this with you. And her feeling that nerves in her, all of that speaks volumes to what will come up later. Tony and the guys, they eating subs, and Hesh pulls up, just so randomly just pulling up. And they eat subs,
Tony move changed so fast.
Tony loses his whole appetite. He don't even take a bite.
He took a bite, but he was like, fuck it, though.
Bro, he was so frustrated immediately.
Who let this nigga in here, man?
Like, oh, no, I know what he's here for. Like, because he can't even play it down. Like, look, he threw the sandwich, like.
He's not here to play.
So do y'all think
he's here for the rent?
To question,
the rent.
Do y'all think that's why Hesh showed up?
Absolutely.
Come on,
that's why he came up.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I never, after watching this so many times, I didn't think that was why Hesh pulled up. He was just really genuinely trying to be
here's the thing. Hesh knows subconsciously. He knows it's gonna be brought up. Since it's been now that it's on the table. Now that I brought this up to you, now I know what's the thing. So even if I am coming in good faith, I wasn't even thinking about that. You got to know Tony well enough to know, like, all right. And that's just how it is. Like I said, if you owe somebody, you see him in the same spot, it's all right, shit.
Oh yeah, and then you got to remember, like, bro, this is a safe space, so to speak, right? Like I'm around the guys, so everybody's witnesses of,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
No, just of your behavior. So like. You know what I'm here for, kind of like I think Hesh is trying to mask it because he knows how to do stuff like that. He was definitely there for the money, bro. Like,
I don't know, but here's the thing. Here's what I just thought of. Right, you just mentioned this, Mo. The guys are all around. Hesh probably looking at that. This is a me and Tony thing. Like, I'm not about to pull up on Tony in front of his crew on some, hey, you owe me bread. So
Well, he never said
Tony's
it
the one
though.
that's. I know that's my whole point. That's why I don't think Tony. I don't think Hesh would have pulled Tony up from the table and said, "Let me talk to you in the corner. Hey, I'm here to collect some more money." I think he just came on some like, "What's up?" Like I don't think he was expecting anything because
Yeah.
he wouldn't expect Tony to tell his crew that I owe Hesh money, which is a surprise I was going to talk about when we talk about that Bobby scene where y'all even shocked that they even knew that Hesh loaned him 200,000. That seemed like something that I wouldn't even just tell my crew.
But how would you feel if you Tony Rich? How would you feel? You don't never show up. You ain't been around in however long, and now you coming around acting like,
right.
oh yeah, I want to tell jokes with you niggas. Like, bro, I know what you here for.
Yeah, man. Don't be shy, Shylock.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony petty as fuck, bro.
Tony
I got
petty
two
as
nickels.
fuck. But Hesh is petty as fuck too. Cause like to what you said, I ain't seen Hesh pull up. I ain't seen him at the back of the Bing. I ain't seen none of this shit. Now you deciding to pull up because I asked you for 200K. Like I get what Tony's saying. Like they try to paint Tony as being some petty, like you doing this. Like nah, bro, nigga. I know why you here. Like quit fucking around.
The rent.
The rent. Hey, that nigga really did toss some. He tossed that.
Start rubbing nickels together.
He's not here to eat. He's not here to eat. He's here for the rent.
The fact he threw that sandwich though, bro, that like
he tossed that shit.
He was so bothered.
I respect it.
He was like,
"It's a joke."
Yeah, exactly.
Get me through another week, right?
It's a joke.
You think so?
He said, "I got some spare change here too." Hey man, come on. See now.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Hesh,
rub the coins.
When you start
and
doing that, you make me feel bad for asking for what you owe me. That's what got me hot. I'm like, bro.
And Hesh upped him one like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put it in the pot. Y'all gambling. This little 3,000.
Well, he's still trying to play it. Like he playing it down.
Nah, you think I pulled up for this? You think it's that important to me? I'm gonna show you that it's not. I'm gonna put this shit in the game.
Spike. The backdrop here is on this show. As much as they play around with complexity, they lean into stereotypes. Hesh is not putting the money in the pot.
He did though.
He put it in his pocket. He's like, oh, well, just for safe keeping, I'm just gonna put it. He was never gonna put it in the pot, bro. He's saving face because the guys are around, but he never was going. Come on, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like Hesh been doing this.
I think that he put that shit in the pot, bro.
Bro, he put it in his pocket
just to upstage Tony. He did. I'm looking at it. He did put it in his pocket, but I think that he sit there long enough to bet that shit.
He ain't bet nothing, bro.
You know what? I will have a beer. Yeah, first you don't want that, now you want a beer because I called you out on your shit.
Well, because again, he's still trying to play this like I'm gonna get my money, but I'm just here on a social visit. Like, bro, he knew what he was doing from the gate, and he never was gonna throw nothing in no pot. Like, bro, I need my money. Like, that's what he's doing. He's just trying to find a political way to do it. Politically correct way.
I do feel Tony on the spot. Like, all right, now you pulling up to my spots and shit. Like
yeah, this is when I would. This is when I feel.
Don't pull up at my spot.
Nah, I would feel a certain type of way.
You drinking my scotch? Like, come on, bro.
Nah, fuck that.
My girl upstairs, like you up here.
Yeah, you cool though. Me and you are cool.
Not that type cool.
That's crazy.
We secondhand cool. You was cool with my dad.
Agree with that, Mo.
I don't know you like that, nigga.
I don't agree with that. No.
You great unc. You not unc.
You was cool.
You not unc. You great unc.
Bro, like, you was cool enough to give me 200,000.
Well, because this is a business.
You're like, nah, no,
yeah, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Don't come to my spot with my homeboys, like knowing that I owe you money and me.
Don't come to my spot with my black woman upstairs and drinking my scotch. I'm about to get those draws. You're sitting there complaining to me about your problems being lonely at the top.
Yeah.
Where is my 200,000?
Because that's our relationship. That's our relationship.
It ain't. It never was.
Damn.
It never was. We all just dancing around it. Carmela said it. They're not your friends. Like, we go to Hesh gets his blood pressure checked, and then obviously this is a big deal because of what's to come. And Hesh's friend says that Tony looked out when he was in the hospital, and he says never loan money to friends. This is such a good scene. I believe his friend's name is Eli, because Eli and Hesh are really
son-in-law.
Son-in-law, okay.
Remember, that's the one that got fucked up.
Yeah.
That was in the hospital.
Chinks did this?
Oh, okay. What?
Hesh was about to fuck him up. You want to smack in the mouth?
Yeah. But Eli and Hesh are, really working through the numbers and the behavior pattern. And Hesh says that Tony, he's under 6 or so. So is that 6 figures or is that 600,000?
600. He got to have at least 6 figures. I'm thinking he means 600,000. You don't have a $3.2 million boat and have less than 6 figures. So I think he's worth about 600K.
But then talking out loud, Hesh realizes that he said
6 figures is 600,000. That's the same thing, all right?
No,
well, you got 100,000 and still be in 6 figures.
Versus 600,000. That's
yeah,
totally.
I think he meant 6. When people talk money, they usually talk about like if he said 1 point, like when he said earlier 3.2, they usually point out what they specifically what they talk about.
What's your boy say? Yeah, boy Jay-Z. Y'all always say the phrase. What's the difference between
4.0 and a 4.6?
Yeah.
60 G's cocksucking.
Yeah,
beat
man.
it.
Beat it. I think he got about 600,000.
Not 609. Okay. So and
that's a boss. Y'all think that's right?
I think Hesh is speculating, but
he's speculating.
I think Hesh,
but I don't
low.
think Hesh numbers is that off though. Like I feel like he would know though. Like the way they kind of paint this picture of the frugality of stereotypes and how I count numbers and money and penny pinching, whatever. I feel like Hesh can't be that far off, even out of the loop. Like hearing Tony's complaints over the years off screen, I feel like Hesh can't be that far off. That's how I feel.
The real question is, how much is Hesh worth?
That's a great question.
Right.
That's a great question. I told you.
If I can lend you 200K, and I'm worried about it, but not really worried about it. Like how much do I got?
Golden State running practice at my house, nigga. What am I about?
Come on, bro.
All right.
I've been ignoring those all the way through.
Hey, keep doing
I tried to. He just can't. He did one too many.
That's all right. Keep doing it. Those are my wire.
I want to know what you think about. I want to know what you think about this new album. Like, we'll talk about that on some other platform. But,
don't like it.
Yeah, okay,
I can get that out there quick.
That's good.
I'll be on deck soon enough, man.
All you gotta do is ask.
I know. I've been trying to find the right slot for it. That's what it really been.
You was questioning about Nick being on there, and all you gotta do is ask. He keep asking.
I know.
He keep asking.
I was gonna be on the last.
You ain't asked.
I know because I got to make the time work. I know it ain't on y'all. I know y'all down anytime. I'm just saying.
All
the
you gotta
time
do is
frame.
ask.
I'm like, I had to do because if I just hopped on air and walked away, bro, I could do this anytime. But the fact is, I got to walk on air and then turn around and do the other part of it, and that's the part that makes it like I ain't got the time like I thought I did. So, but I'm gonna give a shot soon enough.
All you gotta do is ask, bro.
I appreciate that. But so pretty much, but Hesh says this out loud that he realized he's like, pretty much kind of almost. It seemed like Hesh kind of understands he might have to take a L because he realized like it probably is cheaper to kill him than it is to get that money back. And so I feel like he has to work through in his mind, like, yo, I might have to kind of.
Ain't lying. Yeah, I might never have to. Yeah, he ain't lying.
Yeah. We go over Tony. Tony's out betting again, and he walks away with 18 grand. Then he throws the money on some horses. Oh man! Then Chris says he put more than 18 grand on it, and he asks, "What's Bobby's problem?" And Bobby says he says, "I'm excited. What do you want from me?" Just super random.
I love that moment.
Yeah, I just love those Bobby, like the Bobby moments that'd be random are always so good. Anything else y'all want to add to this casino scene or whatever?
Just like the beginning of the episode, man. Just get out while you ahead.
What y'all think about the Silvio suit?
Whatever. And it's also, we've talked about it throughout this episode, but I think Tony even putting that on, taking the profits of 18,000 and trying to make more money. That just lets you know 18,000 really ain't shit.
Yeah,
that's not shit to me.
Yeah,
this is low key, not even worth the time. We see another moment later in the episode when we found out he won 10,000 on the Jets. Like, bro, I'm looking for big bread. Like, I'm trying to flip this into something serious. So that kind of lets you know what kind of tax bracket. More money, more problems. Like Big said. Like, I can't even be satisfied. All three of us, nigga, we came up 18,000. Nigga, that's a good fucking year.
Man, yeah.
Just came up 18 on a random day. Like, let's get it. Like, this nigga said I came up 18,000. I'm like, man, this ain't even enough to cover the shit I've been losing the past month and a half, 2 months.
I think when the horse loses, this is where I felt Tony wasn't pretending. Like, I know y'all say y'all feel like nah, he I feel like right here is where he felt like, all right, it really hit for real, which is why I think the frustration with Carmela comes in.
He was pretending on none of them shits. Like, all that shit. Losing money hurts.
It does, but I think but the thrill of it for him, like he expressed it a little bit more. But anyway, AJ proposes to Blanca and she hesitates, but then says yes. And then again, the issue here just is that AJ is actually doing something right and has good plans, and he's just the wrong person. And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I guess all the reason
for AJ.
You say what?
I do feel for AJ a little bit though.
I mean, finally,
because he doesn't. I only feel for him because he doesn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he never had a chance. Like, there's something that when you head over heels over someone, and you just had no clue it's never gonna work out, bro. Like, you the last person. You the last person. Walter, you the smartest person I've ever met in life, and you don't know he made up his mind 10 minutes ago. It's one of those moments. You know what I mean? Like, like, bro, like, you the last person in the room to even get what's going on. That's why I kind of feel for AJ a little bit, but other than that, man, whatever. Dipshit.
It is crazy. It's just one of those things.
That's a good analogy.
That's a perfect analogy. That Breaking Bad. Ah, man, what a scene from Breaking Bad, boy. Still haunts me.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah. Another thing too is, like, the funny thing is just subtly, like, AJ's with her. He's getting really, like, into it. He's like, Hector wants to have a brother or a sister. He's really into it. And it's the funniest thing because it's like you forgot she was out of your league. And so at some point you thought that y'all were, like, still on the same playing field until, obviously the Puerto Rican parade.
He should have been shooting the club up. I don't know what AJ was on.
Yeah.
She would have been pregnant first night.
She probably was protected. Like,
I'm introducing you to the crib, to the parents pregnant. Like, what you talking about?
Mo, fuck the protection. Ain't no.
I guarantee. If anything, she probably after that first time she rocked his socks, she realized he worked at Blockbuster. She got a plan going, bro. Like, Hector ain't having no siblings.
I got a plan. I got a plan too. Like, we ain't doing nothing.
Where y'all think AJ got that ring?
Tony.
Yeah,
ain't no way Tony signed off on that.
Who's known to have a jewelry? Is it? I
don't think he went outside, man, because it had that. We would have gotten the Tony AJ scene if he knew he was about to propose. That's a good point. He paid for that somewhere.
Yeah, he paid for it.
Now, he probably financed it. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he paid cash for it.
Yeah, unless he got with Christopher. Unless he got with Christopher somehow.
Yeah, Chris is the only person. Chris ain't talking to Tony.
Yeah,
Chris is probably the only person he could have done it.
Yeah, because Chris deals with jury. I was trying to figure out who deals with that kind of racket. But yeah, so Tony talks to
Carlo Jr.
I mean, Vito Jr. That's exactly what I got in my notes. I was like, wait, where was I going with this? And you hit it right on the nose. That's good. So every time you see you call me Carlo Jr., that is hilarious. Like, I don't know you. But
man, you don't even know me, man. Get the fuck out of my house, bro. You don't even know who I am.
I ain't got nothing to say about this scene. I care nothing about it. And I ain't about to spend no time on it.
I just facial expressions. The same way you don't care, Tony don't care either. Because when Marie set those damn cookies down and she walked away, that eye roll that nigga gave, like, oh my goodness. Like, bro. I can't believe here I am again. I think it's at 26 minutes and 26 seconds or so, 27 seconds. That eye roll is crazy. That's my same thoughts about this scene. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, that's one thing. I'm sorry, there is one thing. Only thing was interesting, just more Tony's just like there's these interesting moments where he wants to go like kind of go hard on him from a parental standpoint, but then he's kind of like letting back a little bit. I don't know if Tony sees something in himself, whatever. But
he don't give a nigga. I'm down 200K.
He know
Fuck this
he know
little
it's
nigga.
not worth it.
I know he don't
he know
care
it's
as
not
far as
worth
like
it,
he
bro.
feel like he gonna have to pay, but there's these. He's trying to emphasize, so get your behavior together, so I ain't got to pay nothing. But there's these moments of hesitancy that I'm noticing. I'm like, that's like some inner part of Tony from his childhood, father issues or whatever.
He sees some AJ. He sees some AJ in dude.
Okay, maybe AJ. That might be fair.
He definitely sees some AJ in dude, and he don't want to address it. But he's willing to think that AJ will never go this far.
Yeah. Okay, I like that idea too.
I like that. Yeah, maybe I got it better than I thought.
But it was real good because he really was like locked in and whatever. But
he said knock this weird shit off, or I'm gonna introduce you to a plate glass window. That's the speech we would have gotten. Nigga,
pretty much. Beat the black off you. That sounds like
toss you out the house like jazz.
I mean, pretty much. Carmela closed the house.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mo. One last thing. We gotta point up the irony. You go about pitying yourself. So maybe that goes back to the point. Maybe he does see some of himself in him because the same thing we've been saying about Tony.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. We know that about him, and now he's saying it to them. So just the irony of all that.
Yeah. It's an excellent, brilliant show. But Carmela closed on the house with cousin Brian for 6 figures, and Tony says she should put it on the Jets. Bro, Tony definitely should have let it marinate, but I mean, I get later, but he definitely should let it marinate. Like, she literally just closed on the house. And then she says that she just thought this was her money. And, bro, listen, you didn't do anything. Like that, I'm sorry, y'all, for y'all Carmela apologists. Like, she's so delusional. I get it. It's love, but it's like, listen, she didn't do anything. Like, I gave you the money. I leaned on the building inspector. Your dad built the building. You didn't do anything. And then you want to try to argue with me, talk about, okay, well, that's the next thing. But like when we get there, but like, next time you bet on something, then I'll put my money in. Like, your money is my money. I gave it to you. Like, it's so delusional. Like, and she just it bothers me so much because she's like really believes. She just has such a false belief in what she thinks she is, and that's versus Tony. Like, Tony be lying, but he know he's a miserable prick. He said it since day one. But her, that's what bothers us so much about Carmela. She's so delusional in who she thinks she is. Anyway, but that's all I wanted to say. I'll get more into it when Tony gets back to gets to the morning with the rowboat. Okay,
Rich.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, nah, we'll get to it when the fight, man. I do. You see, Tony just agitated. Your cousin Brad's fucked over a lot of people. Trust me. Like, he already trying to justify and get his way in.
Yeah, again, it's like you already know the house is trash. And even then, you didn't really sell it. You sold it to your cousin. You didn't do anything. Like, you underachiever. Like, bro, barely got your son's grades up, and I'm gonna leave that there. All right, so
I don't think about how wild this is. What he's asking her to do, like, take part of the money you just got, regardless how you got it, whose money it is, whatever. The first thing you say, you know what you should do? Put some of that on the Jets. Like, what?
It's not really wild for him because this is his business. Like, this is what he does. Like,
but trying to explain it, he knew there was a better way to go about that.
Yeah,
Celia, who works at now you talking about Celia, who works at the Bing, who baby mama cousin Tracy out in San Diego. No, like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Yeah, he let
you know what I mean. He didn't present this in the best way.
Yeah, he did. He did.
True.
Because this is a normal thing. He should have figured out, like, hey, I got an investment that could really work out, yada yada, whatever. But
yeah, he could have did this. He could have did this a lot better, in the sense of, like, give me a little piece of this. I'm going to show you what I can do with that piece.
I'm gonna give you back. I'm gonna give you back what you gave me.
Yeah, kind of treat it like empower her in a sense.
Facts.
I like it. Hesh sees Tony and tells Renata to go when he's at his house, and he sees Tony pulling up, and he tells Renata to go to the room. He brings the $3,000 along with Bobby and invites him in to a boat show. How ironic is that? A boat show. And pretty much Tony's like, nah, that's all right. I gotta go. And then Tony and Bobby and Carlo ride off. And Bobby has grown colder now. We see. He says you should just whack him for the $200K. And Carlo brings up some guy from the and Tony thinks this is Philly. This is a guy from Philly, but it's somebody from the Twilight Zone. And Tony goes off crazy. Maybe you should start sucking cock instead of watching TV Land, because Vito brought in 3 times as much as you do in construction.
Funny shit, hilarious, man. Fucking hilarious.
Tell somebody maybe you should start.
Middle conversation, just stop whatever you cut him off and be like, you know what? And I felt that lets you know how bad it is for Tony.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm in all this trouble, man. Vito, I never had this problem with Vito. Never had to worry about my pockets being light, man. You up here telling me about some fucking Twilight Zone episode? Yeah. I'm fucking owing this nigga $1.5 on $200K and all this other bullshit. You in the back, man? Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Carlo keeps getting hit with the gay jokes. He gets the worst of them. Have y'all noticed that?
Man, you up here talking about TV Land and I Love Lucy and shit, man. Get the fuck off my line, bruh. Give me some fucking money.
Bruh, like remember when Fat Dom came over, he was killing Carlo the most with the gay jokes.
Facts.
Yeah. Like it's like why does Carlo always get these gay jokes the worst? I don't know why. It's just how it's written, but it's the funniest thing ever. Like,
Hey, that look on his face too in the back. We've had some great facial expressions.
Yeah,
this season.
Bro.
Going back to when we started tracking Bobby and Sopranos whole movie, but yeah. Carlo in the back seat looked like the nigga in Belly. Look like the nigga in Belly, man, when they told him to sit down. He just looked salty as fuck. Like, bro. Right. Put Carlo on the list for Made in America. Shit.
Bro.
y'all niggas ain't about
to keep talking. I was just gonna say that, bro. Put him in the bathroom. Put him in the bathroom.
Shit.
So
Thanks.
And here we go. Tony, the next morning, Tony and Carmela are up in the morning. Tony looks at the newspaper. The Jets win 42-10. Let me start off by saying this.
Well, hold on. Oh, you skipped.
What I skip?
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Oh, well, we need to talk about real quick. What do you think about Tony's tactic of bringing the crew over to Hesh's crib? You think that he was genuinely trying to take him out? Like, when I say take him out, I mean take him to the boat show. You think it was an intimidation factor? Because in the car ride afterwards, after they pulled off, Tony was putting it like, you see that look on his face? Like, was it part of it Tony wanted to justify his feelings towards Hesh by bringing someone else in the fold? Like, yeah, it wasn't me, right? I wasn't tripping, right? He was acting funny, right? Was it some of that? Like, what was it? Like, what was it that... And it's bad. Listen, I don't never want to be in a situation where somebody I think is my man's pulls up and I'm telling my girl to go in the door, lock the room. Like, nah, man, we got some bigger issues. Yeah. You know what? Fuck the 200,000. It's yours. If my safety feel like that, you got it, bro.
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, it's probably some intimidation. Or maybe it's just some like backdrop version of I want them to know but not really know, so that when I do what I do next, because I'll speak to how he got there, because I never seen it until I watched it this time. But I'll speak to that later. But let me just start off by saying this for all of our listeners. I know we been long as always. But Tony is completely out of line for disrespecting Carmela like that. Raising his voice, grabbing her, and verbally abusing her. And here on Good Earners, we do not condone that message or behavior. But Tony has a lot of points. He's got a lot of good points. And I gotta say it. What did y'all think about this scene? Obviously, this is probably the most spiraled out Tony, and he's sober. Not drunk like the early season when he called the cops on the pedophile soccer coach. This is like super unhinged Tony.
Let's go ahead, Spike.
Um,
Okay, we could have turned your. Hey, he said he came out the gate with it. We could have turned your bullshit into $1 million fucking dollars.
Because that is what it
I
is
think-
to him. Like it
I
was
think this
always
is
that.
perfect.
Like
This is perfect for this is perfect for the character that we know Tony Soprano as. And people talk about the anti-heroes and comparing him to Walter White or whatever it may be. Like, this is the reason why he's the number one person at this. Like, bro, I told you what the fuck to do. And now you want to you want to act all like how and high and mighty and acting like, oh, well, we made this little bit amount of money. Like, nah, bitch, I'm a gangster. This is the way that I make all of my money. I said this in the beginning of when I read my as far as
synopsis.
synopsis. Like this is what he said. Like you act like I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm a gangster, and I think this was a great scene in the sense of you don't know who you fucking with, huh? After all these years, after all these things that happened, you stealing money from the bird feeders, all these things, like you still don't know who you fucking with. This is who I am. And I think the show did a great job in explaining that to us.
You already took your cut from the bird feeder, and don't fucking deny it again.
Don't you
fucking
deny
deny
it
it
again. You already got you. Man, I've been saying that since like
Got
season
your
3,
ass.
bro.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a minute, man.
Like,
40 grand in the stock market. I would ask for my cut, but
You already
Nigga.
got your cut from the like.
I said, but wait, there's nothing. And she tried to walk away, and this nigga got up, so I ain't going. I'm not done.
Nah.
No, you finna
Spec
hear
House,
this.
I made
Hey.
the down payment. I bought the materials.
Tony probably
I leaned on
told
that
cousin
building
Greg to buy the
inspector.
house, bro. Hot take. Tony told cousin Greg to buy the house.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And how crazy is that? So you really, that's why he looking at it like, man, we could have did this with your bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
you
stop
think
talking.
about it.
Listen, there's a part of it where you got to look at it, man. Stop talking about your money. I don't want to hear that your money shit.
Yeah.
Nigga,
Facts.
I made the down payment. You had your
I
thumb
made
up
this
your
happen.
ass. I made the building inspector. I did all this shit. Your dad fixed it, like you said, Mo. She talking about like the fact is, hold on, man. The fact is, you're a shitty businesswoman who built a piece of shit house that's gonna cave in and kill that fucking unborn baby any day. Come on, man.
He was way
That's-
out. That was
That's despicable.
That's one of those when you watch it in real time, you're like, yo, not only did there was no remorse, he didn't give a fuck. Yeah, I said
No.
it. Nigga at the wedding, I said it. Shout out to Martin. Nigga at the wedding, I said it.
yeah. Like, you built a
Facts.
Now you
shitty
can't,
house.
and now you can't sleep, nigga. I'm sleep with you every night. I see you tossing and turning. You did, cause you know you about to kill them motherfuckers. That's why you calling your dad in the
Facts.
middle of the night. And she
Well,
took that shit. Remember, she told Devin.
And I told you how to make this shit better. You still wasn't fucking with me.
because she still thinks she always believes that she's like above board. Like, she remember she tried to date the painter dude. Like
Vic.
Vic, she tried to like. She always think that she's just like some above board. It's like, bro, everything you're connected with is dirty. Your house is shitty. Like, that's why you're not sleeping. Tony, probably when he first started, he couldn't sleep doing these finesses. Then after a while, it just becomes easier. Carmela, you know you're selling a shitty home. Like, that's what it is. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, but you don't say it. Your husband ain't supposed to say that shit out loud.
Nah,
too.
he
Man,
wild
tell
though.
ain't
Like,
shit.
he was
wild
crazy,
for that.
grabbing her up like that and everything. Her throwing the joint. Like, yeah.
Remember when we met Devin and she came to the crib before we knew Devin had money, and Carmela was stunting and said, "Yeah, that little piece cost $3,000."
Mm-hmm.
That's the shit she picked up and threw at Tony.
That's funny. 3,000 is like Tony's Vig, right?
Yeah, man, what the fuck, man.
Yeah, but but he had some good points. Other than like his approach is terrible, but he has some good points. Because it's this whole thing like she got entitled for making the sale, but like for all we know, Tony orchestrated the whole thing just because his wife needs something to do. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I
Now,
mean,
Tony,
yeah.
let me ask you this question: if Tony was up, if everything was good in Tony's life, Tony didn't have this long with Hesh. Tony didn't have these gambling debts. Even if he had gambling debts, it was just a little bit, nothing crazy. He didn't feel like he was on his losing streak. Do you think this is even a thing? Do you think he's even trying to collect money from Carmela or put it on the Jets? Or is this whole conversation and this move a moment of circumstance. This is only happening because I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah, moment of circumstance.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this ain't like he wouldn't do this normally. We're gonna skip over the Vito shower scene, Vito Jr. shower scene, because this is by far.
What does this mean?
This is the worst. I don't care how deep psychologically I want to get. This is the worst. Anyway, Tony and the guys talk briefly about the racket with the power tools and Vito Jr.
Well, big thing. The power tools, big for next episode.
Yeah. That walk like a man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Huge for next episode.
Yeah. Good. I love how they keep connecting like that episode before with the Briggs loan. But yeah, Tony decides that he's going to step up and help Marie with her money problem. And that's pretty much that. AJ is at the parade. He's pulling up at the parade. Oh man.
One of the most heartbreaking scenes in this
And
series.
Blanca breaks up with him and says she doesn't feel it.
Thinking I'm feeling you? That nigga a munch.
Oh man.
Oh,
hey, if that remade Sopranos today, that shit would have been playing in the background at the parade.
Bro had the flags and everything on his car. Bro, that shit, the dedication, crazy.
Italian American, like.
Yeah, that's how you know that shit. That shit ain't that.
The flag. He had
that
4
ain't that
flags.
metal. That's that Blanca. That's that Blanca right there. I think it was ready.
Crazy, bro.
Breaking up with him at the parade, like.
But that's when you reach that point where, man, I can't even hide this shit no more. I gotta do this shit now.
It's not laundry.
She made a mistake by saying yes when he proposed because she was already hesitant.
He should have known that though.
Yeah,
you should never have to talk somebody into.
If you're a real
you shouldn't have to talk somebody into that. You got to talk somebody out of it.
And that's what get me like AJ had a nice looking girlfriend before her. It ain't like she was like the only one. Like the one before was.
She don't put she the only one put that WAP on him though. We seen it.
That's true. She really worked it out. Like she definitely. Yeah. She worked it out. I mean, and then her son got on the Make America Great Again hat, which is crazy. And I was just playing. Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of Vegas. Like people go watch it, look like, oh, that's crazy.
That's funny.
But anyway,
I feel bad for AJ, man.
I do too, because it's like finally they made his character purposeful and smarter, and he just was a regular dude at this point, and I'm okay with that. I'm like, AJ could be a regular dude that get broken up with. I was okay with that. And again, like she was way out of his league anyway, so his heartbreak and everything it goes, it's understandable.
First love.
Yeah, I totally get it. Like I get all that. So the last few scenes here, we got the guys in the back of the Bing, and Tony is wanting to bet $100K on the game. Tony calls Marie and says he'll pay $18,000 to send her son to a camp in Idaho.
After losing that $100K, by the way.
After losing $100K, Tony meets with Carlo at Satrial's. Now, my question is, what was that about? And also, he sees, Arabian people and take a mental note. That'll come back later. Yes.
That's a great term. I don't know, man. We might want to double check. I might be wrong. I might be right. I mean, you might be right. I don't know.
People of color. Fair enough. We'll lump everybody in it. Yes. That works, right? People of color.
We'll figure it out. Somebody will email us.
It's a joke.
The question is, will you read it?
That's what you did. That's good. Rick Sharp, boy. But yeah, anything y'all want to react to as far as Tony betting at $100K and losing, convincing Marie about the 18,000? Okay, cool. Because I ain't got nothing.
Honestly, the entire last 15 minutes of this episode are just so whatever.
Yeah, this
they have nothing to do with nothing.
Nothing. Do y'all? Okay, so some people come to get Vito Jr. My question is, are these real people, or is this like? Because well, okay, let me go back. Tony meet with Carlo, but we don't hear no words. But he tells Carlo to do something. Do you think Carlo is the one who got Renata out of here?
Nah.
Because I
don't
thought it
think
was like
Tony.
a subtle thing where the timing of it all kind of lined up perfectly.
Nah, I don't think that was. No, I never thought that once. I mean,
I don't
I
think
never
so.
thought that once. I think Renata just died.
I definitely don't think that though.
You don't think that?
Mm.
But for what? Just as a subtle? Because Tony paid him back.
Yeah, but
Is it
but
just like
he
I'm gonna
needs
give you
some.
your money, but you about to take? I'm about to take something with me.
Yeah, but yeah. I ain't leaving without a win. I'm leaving here
Oh
with
no, I
something.
never thought of it.
Because think
Never
about
thought
it.
of that.
Why did you go back now? Why did you bring Bobby and Carlo? They need to see where Hesh live. Bobby and Carlo wasn't in season 1, so they didn't know about where Hesh lived. So now you go back this scene, you see him kind of talking to Carlo at Satrial's, but you don't see what the play is. I absolutely think he suffocated her out, man.
But how? What?
With the timeline of it all, that's the part I can't figure out.
How do you know the access of it? Not even the timeline. Like when were you? When was she accessible for you? Because she was in bed. Like you got sneaking. You got sneaking Hesh's crib while he there, strangle her out, bounce without even. That just seems a little far fetched.
I don't know, bro. I don't think so. You put the pillow over the face, and similar to what Paulie did to get an envelope. You know what I mean?
You got those long arms again, Mo. You reaching.
That's a reach, but I do feel like I don't feel like it's natural causes. Like it. That's the one of the. We'll come back to that as Soprano Mysteries Part 2. Hopefully,
That's fair. I would love to hear what people think about that. I never once.
I never did until this
This.
time. I always thought that they had something to do with it, but I didn't know how. But to me, when you get that small scene with him and Carlo, but they're like it's viewed from afar, and then Carlo like shakes his head and moves on. It felt like this like setup for something else, and maybe it's not for that, maybe it's for something else. But it's like it almost like a throwaway scene that you wouldn't even pay attention to. So
You might be onto something. I'll look. I don't think so, but it's not the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
I mean, because Carlo only had 2 options. He either did that or he would have had to been given fellatio, pretty much based on Tony's estimation. So what are you gonna do? Lastly, just to wrap up these last 15 minutes, as you said, Tony watching the game and obviously lost more money on basketball. He talks to Carmela and apologizes and explains his addiction. Carmela is concerned about Tony, or is she? Hesh comes to bed and Renata is dead, and Tony brought all the money back. So pretty much the conversation between Tony and Carmela with the piano hanging over your head kind of conversation. And then the last scene with Tony finally give Hesh his money back, but Renata's dead. Y'all got anything for those?
I don't know.
Nah, just that's crazy. I like the fact that Hesh is going through one of the worst parts of his life. And this nigga Tony had the bread the whole time, and that was his way of like apologizing. Let me go and get you your whole bread since you're going through it. Which kind of some people might argue that says good things about Tony. Because Tony could have found that to be the moment where, now I really ain't giving you your bread.
Yeah, I definitely like your money.
Mm-hmm.
He brought it over in the full bags. And it just shows you how petty Tony is. Like, I had this shit the whole time.
That's why I believe it's
Facts.
like, I'm going to pay him back because I always keep my word. Because I think there was something when Bobby had said it, he was like, nah, bro.
Yeah, head of a family. He just said head of a family. What's that look like? Not paying my debts.
So I feel like, but that's why I feel like, yeah, I'm going to pay my debt. But
that's what I meant to ask y'all. I know I brought it up earlier, but Tony, when Bobby said that, were y'all shocked that people knew that he had a $200,000 debt with Hesh?
Yes.
I was shocked.
Yes.
Like, why do y'all even know this?
Well, because I think that's why I think about the setup later.
Because I don't want to, like, if I find out my boss has a $200,000 loan, I'm wondering, like, what the fuck is going on with leadership? You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Like, you getting that as a loan? What we making?
Facts.
All right. Well, there's our episode. But before we get out of here, we like to always leave with a ranker. So without further ado, Spike Lou, how do you rank this episode?
This is a good earn.
Okay.
It's a good earn.
I
like it. Big Rich.
I'm giving it as just another envelope. It has good earner moments, but when you really get past when you get past the Tony Carmela argument, the rest of this episode can kind of just go. So if I gotta chop off 15 minutes that I really don't care about, then I can't give it a good earner. I'm gonna give it a just another upload.
Man, I really want to give this a good earner because it was so entertaining all the way through.
Yeah, they got good earner moments for sure.
You know what? I'm still gonna give it a good earner because I was like, man, the Vito Jr. storyline I just didn't like, but they dealt with it more with Tony and Phil than they did with Vito Jr. And even the AJ stuff, I tend to hate his storylines in the back burner, but I liked it in this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it over the hump, man. It's a good earner for me, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Trust me, it's one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a very enjoyable
Very
episode.
enjoyable, entertaining.
Not as bad as people would think.
Yeah, I like that. Spike Lou, who gets a good earner chain this episode?
The good earner chain this episode for me goes to. Oof. I'm what's Carmela's dad name?
Hugh.
Hugh. It's going to Hugh. Like, man, fuck all this shit y'all talking about, bro. Stop calling me in the middle of the night. I know I did what I need to do. Hugh is definitely the dude for me.
We love Hugh, man.
Yeah, I fuck with Hugh.
Rich.
Hey man, this is a slim pickings.
Yeah,
this is a very slim pickings. So you know who I gave my good earner chain to? The nigga who won $35 in the Bing. He gets
Probably won $35
chain.
over there.
Yeah, man. Nobody had a redeemable. This is a great episode for them. Like literally nobody from top to finish.
Thanks.
Dang, that's crazy.
The book. You know what? The house. The house always wins.
Oh, the house.
The casino books eating Tony alive. Pause.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's a good one. You pulled that one out the hat. Is disrespected, and as much as I've spoke to it, I gotta give it to Carmela, bro. I gotta give it to Carmela. I mean, as much as I
like it. I like that.
She got a W in her own mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she set out to get this spec house built. She was able to make a sale, even if it's with her own family. And, it's a win for her. Like, this is what she's been looking to do, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna go Carmela on that one. Who got the Broken Balls award? Now, this is definitely there's a lot of them.
Everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Let Rich go first.
Okay.
It's between Hesh and Tony. That's what it came down to for me, Hesh and Tony. I'm gonna give it to Hesh. Our last Hesh appearance, the last episode with Hesh. We don't see Hesh again for the rest of the series.
All right, you damn right you ain't after what transpired on this.
I would say Tony, but this isn't Tony's been spiraling, right? This is if you're newer, we talked about it earlier. This seems like the big crash out episode for Tony, but it's been coming all along. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
So he's already been in this downward spiral, which is why I'm not gonna give it to him. Yeah, he acted out, but Tony's acted out a million times.
Yeah.
But Hesh gave a nigga 200,000 last episode. I gotta remind this nigga that I gave him 200,000. He coming over, eating all the drinks, having all the snacks.
That's fine.
My girl, I'm really questioning whether or not he's gonna kill me for this 200,000. My girl dies, and this nigga got the money the entire time and drops it off with a half-ass thank you. Like that's just a sad moment in life.
In an Olive Garden.
After my girl dies.
In an Olive Garden bag.
Yeah, like that's just a bad time. Like I gotta give it to Hesh. That's just a shitty. Yeah. There's a lot of things to process in that moment. So Hesh gets the
broken balls
on his exit. Yeah, he get the broken balls.
Spike Lou.
Broken balls award for me, Chris. I gotta go, Chris. Him explaining the story and how Tony looks at him, just like you're a disgusting piece of shit. I think that Chris, especially knowing what I know as far as how it happens for the rest of the series, like Yeah, it's definitely Chris.
Okay. I gotta go Renata.
Mm.
Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna
That's a
leave it
good one.
simple as this: from a quote from the great legendary show of Martin. You can always come back. I done told you about getting out there messing around with those people. Oh man.
That's funny.
Favorite quote of the episode, Spike Lee.
You didn't think
Uh,
y'all, you didn't think I knew what I was doing? As far as Carmela,
That's a good one. Don't you think I knew what? Yeah, he was
You didn't think I knew what I was
crazy.
doing, bro? Come on.
What about you, Rich?
maybe you should start sucking cock instead of watching TV.
Oh man. That is so good, bro.
that
He
nigga
was
meant
in
that
his
shit.
bag at that
That's a good
point.
one.
He meant that shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Facts.
nigga in the backseat really think he helping. Yeah, I know you seen that one. Man, maybe you should start sucking cock instead of watching TV land. Because Vito brought it 3
Facts.
times what you do in construction.
Watching TV land.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
man, watching TV land. That's what makes that quote funny. Instead of watching TV land, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'm down big, nigga. Give a fuck about Eddie and fucking Twilight Zone.
Because he thinking like, you talking about the guy in Philly? Like, nah, bro, I'm talking about Twilight Zone. Like,
I don't give a fuck about the guy in Philly or Twilight Zone.
That nigga said maybe it's a midlife crisis. What did he say? What did Corky said is Chris? Maybe he's having a midlife crisis. Sucking a cock.
right, exactly. That's crazy work.
A hell of a midlife crisis.
We didn't talk about it, but this is a quote that I'll go with. Melfi said, "What are you chasing, the money or the high from winning?" I know we didn't talk about it, but that was like a great line because it was like, which one is he chasing? Which I think is the high, but and lastly, your favorite moment of the episode, Spike Lee.
Favorite moment of the episode was feeling Vito Jr. Bro, you ain't taking this shit in my car, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of that weird shit you got going on. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You ain't taking this shit in my car. Like, listen to what I'm saying to you and digest it from there, but fuck it.
Rich.
Carmela Tony fight. Like in the era where we talk about crash outs. Come on, man. Like that's as many times as I've seen this, every time that comes up, I just always have to like my eyes widen, my jaw drops, like Tony, what the fuck you on, bro? Like Tony was wilding.
I'm sorry, I gotta go with that too, bro, because it's so many quotables in there, and it's like somebody that's like in a relationship where it's like, bro, I'm just not holding my tongue at this moment. Like I'm so hot, I'm letting it all out right now. It's like, you already got your cup for, and don't deny it again. Like I'm sick of, like bro, I'm sick of tiptoeing. I'm sick of you like trying to like play in my face. Like he is so mad, bro, and you not walking off, and you not like.
Mo, you said that before when that moment when you just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm letting it fly.
Yeah,
like, I know what I'm about to say. I know it's about to be fucked up, and I don't care. I'm letting it go anyway.
Yep, because he was fed up. Like sometimes we all get there. Sometimes with somebody, like you just get fed up. So, and that is our episode, man. We thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all want to reach out, goodearnerpod@gmail.com or reach out on Instagram, goodearnerpod_Sopranos. We're going to keep on doing this thing, man. We're going to keep trying to bring this to y'all every week. We know we're coming to a close as far as this series go. But, you know, we'll keep pushing through. Life is going to life, and we'll keep y'all updated when we need to. So we thank y'all for tuning in. And remember,
I just want to say it real quick before you sign off. I'm calling it. 5 made episodes in a row. I'm calling it right now.
Okay, you picked a good spot to do it. All right, 5 made episodes in a row. We gon' see. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, don't forget about it.